You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. The most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey. The most influential name in Caribbean radio. WZYE 95.9 FM.
Happy. Relentless search for luxury, in search of peace and happiness. The human mind wouldn't rest. A constant nag within we soul, demanding respect from the world. We get the urge in different form, but luxury is the norm. Money is very essential, but can't buy peace of mind at all. We still like dogs without a bone, if we have the money alone. Because appreciation plays on the human mind. Everyone needs some for happiness all the time. Because importance, if we are drive to live, everyone's on the hunt. Every man ought to give generously. The feeling has no barrier. Race and class doesn't matter. Once you are alive, you in the game. You do anything to get a good name. Some wealthy men turn to suicide. Can't find food to feed their pride. The aged and crippled in the ring, fight to feel like a king. Children become delinquent for lack of love from their parents. That's why appreciation is most important to man. On the human mind, everyone needs some for happiness all the time. Because important, if we are trying to live, everyone's on the hunt. Every man ought to give generously. Solution to bad industrial relations. Employees will gladly draw their pay and do the job half the way. When workman feeling unwanted, the working spirit is daunted. He comes on the job and fool around. Production going down. Just make him feel significant. You get him do anything you want. A pat on the back is the best move for relations to improve. Because appreciation plays on the human mind. Everyone needs some for happiness all the time. Because important, if we are trying to live, everyone's on the hunt, every man ought to give generously. Our deepest craving is common. All we need is attention to put us in the happy zone, regardless of what we own. Life is lonely without it. Each one should give a little bit. What you want your neighbors do, then life on earth will be true. Take a tip from the scripture, appreciate one another, share your love and make the mold for total peace in the world. On the human mind, everyone needs some for happiness all the time. Because important, if we are trying to live, everyone's on the hunt, every man ought to give generously.
to leave, yeah, boy, you must be mad. This is the land of milk and honey, rum and coke and easy money. While those birds as we were singing, alarm bells kept on ringing, pundits on each pulpit saying, oh, heart and our soul decaying. Suddenly we wake up to a living nightmare, not bliss while electoral that. How did we ever come to this? But so long we hearing, you got to stand up and be counted. But daily we're intimidated. Every day our next to witness silence while we recoil from the violence. In our land there is a crisis, broke police, unruly ISIS, while sweet revenge gangs exacting. Police commissioner still acting trim. They go, it's high time we separate the goat from the sheep. Tell them talk is cheap. Reporting the world when they have to reap. While them police busy playing hide and seek. We're facing the world when we had to reap. Hey, oh yeah, oh, 'cause school's kids getting on. We're fighting, making porn. Or school girls you won't believe. Live MMA, they're pulling weave. Check the vibes they're living by. Dance all slackness, get rich or die. Alkaline to Movado. Mention maestro, they don't know. No morals, no ethics. There is a centrifugal black hole. Lord, we must move quick to wake their conscience and save their soul. So long we've been hearing evil triumphs when good men do nothing. No triggers pump while words be frothin', and while church attendance real low. Protest pack plus them casino, while black market prices haggling. Through up pots, big guns they smuggling. Spanish women are hot like their music. Saucy salsa, human traffic trend they go. We can't wait. The devil making hay while we sleep. Tell them talk is cheap. We're caught in the world when we have to reap. While we look on them as more mothers who weep. We're caught in the world when we have to reap. Oh yeah. Oh no. Shannon Banfield, busy street, yes, in our city. Killed by beasts who show no pity. Now there's fear and trepidation. What is happening to our nation? So I pray this one infraction will propel us into action. Trend they go. The time is now. We have to take our country back while these monsters flow. We cannot run from their attack. That is why I'm still saying time to stand up and be counted. Our young girls, they're being hunted, not for jobs by institutions, but by clubs for prostitution. While from you gas, some arranging on the seas, cargo exchanging in the Gulf, drug guns and women, and the Coast Guard cannot stop them. Trend they go. The time is now. Look how the murder rate leap. Tell them talk is cheap. We're caught in the world when we have to reap. Before more of our daughters they put us to sleep. We must stop this world and we have to reap. Time to stand up and be counted. We must defeat this threat they've mounted. We cannot wait for no messiah. Like zero fiddling through the fire. But while the flames we keep romancing, the grim reaper keeps advancing across the land. He casts his shadow, slashing victims to the marrow. Trend they go. The time is now. Look how the price we paying done steep. Why stop labor keep? We're caught in the world when we have to reap. We need a fresh new broom for a broad crime sweep. Must stop this world when we have to reap. Save our land, Trinidad and Tobago. Yeah. Oh yeah.
I say you get up one morning, your elders have something. You don't know how they get it, but you want to use it. But if you ask them old people to get the things what they went through, ask them this any day, and your parents sure to say, black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. Make up your mind, brother, that you're able to get a pulley and jam with the devil. Why? Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. Make up your mind, brother, that you're ready to swim offshore and hold your boat steady. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. So when you hear you get a little something with that dragon, now you keep watching, because I don't tell you already. Black man do get nothing easy. say you get up one morning, and oil money running. How it come you don't know, so that it care how the thing go. But if they read about Uriah, they wanna find out the pressure. How we get so much old hell to get a penny from TLL. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. You got to take up your own cash money, pay people for your own refinery. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. Make up your mind to be a magician, to make money out of scrap iron. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. So when you hear you get a little something, with that eagle eye you keep watching, because I don't tell you already, black man don't get nothing easy. I say we got up one morning, independence happening, getting the thing come easy. Now they're taking liberty, but if they know about petition, we have to send to England for some woman to tell we in this colony free. Black man have to keep on jabbing, for black man to get a little something. You got to go to conference in England to get independence in your own land. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. People hold you, humiliate you, turn on and sell you, and then they free you. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. So when you hear you get a little something, with that dragon eye you keep watching, because I don't tell you already, black man don't get nothing easy. So when a black man gets something, he got to start thinking. You get it there easy. He got to practice economy. From getting licked from the slave master to become the landowner. Brother, is a terrible journey, back with plenty brutality. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. You got to rise up, you got to stand up, pick up your mind, you will always stay on top. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. You got to go to conference in England to get independence in your own land. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. You got to take up your own cash money, pay people for your own refinery. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. Make up your mind to be a magician, to make money out of scrap iron. Black man have to keep.
Oh Lord, I thank you.
I give thanks.
Yes, I thank you.
Said I thank you.
Oh Lord,
Oh yeah.
I thank you, thank you, thank you. Lord, I thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, I thank you, thank you, thank you. Lord, I thank you. Lord, I thank you. Yes, I thank you, thank you, thank you.
Lord, I
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, I thank you, thank you, thank you. Lord, I thank you. Lord, I thank you. For the strength that I feel when a new day is dawning. Lord, I thank you. For the breath that I breathe when I wake up in the morning. Lord, I thank you. For the hope of life and the many, many blessings. Lord, I thank you. For the wrongs you made right and for keeping me from stressing. Lord, I thank you. So I thank you, thank you, thank you. Lord, I thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, I thank you, thank you, thank you. Lord, I thank you. Yes, I thank you. I thank you, thank you, thank you. Lord, I thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, I thank you, thank you, thank you. Lord, I thank you. Lord, I thank you. When I don't understand the wind that is blowing, Lord, I thank you. And I can't see your hand, but I've got to keep trusting. Lord, I thank you. When the light goes dim with darkness encroaching, Lord, I thank you. When I'm out on a limb and you keep me from falling, Lord, I thank you. So I thank you, thank you,
thank you. Lord, I thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, I thank you, thank you, thank you. Lord, I thank you, Lord, I thank you. Say, I thank you, thank you, thank you. Lord, I thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, I thank you, thank you, thank you. Lord, I thank you, Lord, I thank you.
For your mercy and grace that is so amazing. Lord, I thank you. And the beautiful place that you guide my steps in. Yeah. What I'm trying to say in this song is that I'm grateful. And there is nobody else in this world that is so faithful. Lord, I thank you, yeah. Lord, I thank you, yeah. Lord, I thank you, yeah. And Lord, I thank you. Said I thank you. I thank you, yeah. Lord, I thank you, yeah. Lord, I thank you, yeah. Lord, I thank you. Said I thank you.
As long as I live, I will let the world know.
Lord, I thank you.
Keep me as the apple of thine eye. Hide me under the shadow of thy wing. O Lord, my Savior. It's so hard to deal with personal struggle. So sad when you feel alone in your trouble. It's real hard when you want to talk to a brother. It's so bad because of how some look at you after. So Jesus, come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be. Cover my head. Satan want me dead. Cover my back from human attack. So Jesus, come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be. People see you smile, but don't know the hurt that you're feeling. Even as God's child, at times your heart does be bleeding. Where can you go when you're really looking for healing? Who know how to flow when your soul needs some restoring? So Jesus, come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be. Cover me home from evils unknown. Cover my feet so I'll never retreat. Oh Lord, come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be. Cover my brother, cover my sister, them who under pressure. Cover the preacher, every church worker, the young believer. Cover the worship leader and intercessor, every gospel minister. Cover. Jesus alone is the one who has the real answer. The one on the throne is the true and loving Father. He will hold your hand and keep you from going under. He will make you stand and let you know he's a fixer. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be. Cover my mind. You know the struggle sometimes. Cover my mouth, that the wrong thing wouldn't come out. Oh Lord, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover the Christian in the midst of aggression with the power of your right hand. Jesus, cover them helpless children. Jesus, defend them. Send help from heaven. Jesus, salvation. Jesus, cover me, cover me, cover me.
Truer words were never spoken. The less you associate with some people, the more your life will improve. Anytime you tolerate mediocrity in others, it increases your mediocrity. An important attribute in successful people is their impatience with negative thinking and negative acting people. As you grow, your associates will change. Some of your friends will not want you to go on. They will want you to stay where they are. Friends that don't help you climb will want you to crawl. Your friends will stretch your vision or choke your dream. Those that don't increase you will eventually decrease you. Consider this. Never receive counsel from unproductive people. Never discuss your problems with someone incapable of contributing to the solution, because those who never succeed themselves are always first to tell you how. Not everyone has a right to speak into your life. You are certain to get the worst of the bargain when you exchange ideas with the wrong person. Don't follow anyone who's not going anywhere. With some people you spend an evening. With others, you invest it. Be careful where you stop to inquire for directions along the road of life. Wise is the person who fortifies his life with the right friendships. If you run with wolves, you will learn how to howl. But if you associate with eagles, you will learn how to soar to great heights. A mirror reflects a man's face, but what he is really like is shown by the kind of friends he chooses. The simple but true fact of life is that you become like those with whom you closely associate, for the good and the bad. Note, be not mistaken. This is applicable to family as well as friends. Yes, do love, appreciate, and be thankful for your family, for they will always be your family, no matter what. Just know that they are human first, and though they are family to you, they may be a friend to someone else and will fit somewhere in the criteria above. In prosperity, our friends know us. In adversity, we know our friends. Never make someone a priority when you are only an option for them. If you are going to achieve excellence in big things, you develop the habit in little matters. Excellence is not an exception. It is a prevailing attitude.
Yes, 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 yes. Let me say a special hello to all the WZYE 95.9 FM listeners. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, it's in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, we come to you every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. And as you know, we do it here in the village, ladies and gentlemen. It doesn't matter what jersey we wear. Here we are light blue jersey. Here we are gray jersey. Here we are burgundy jersey. Here we are purple t-shirt. You're welcome in the village to the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. And of course, it doesn't matter what planet you're from. You're from Mazatanius, Xenoranius, Venuranius. Each and everyone is welcome in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. Let me say welcome to a one-third of the DAT Triplets. No other than my good friend, the commissioner in Newark, a young man from Silibia, better known as Salibe. He went to school in Palo Seco. Some people say Pinal because they mix up the P's. But he will tell you exactly where he went to school, no other than Thomas E., the commissioner in Newark, Marshall Nisbet, boy.
Good evening, my good friend. How are you today?
Today is a splendiferous and tremendous day, my friend.
Great, great, great. And you know, I'm gonna ask you, how's the Queen?
Hey, listen, I was there today, you know. Listen, she's still here. That's the most important thing.
Praise Most High God.
Yeah. She's still here with us. So that is a good thing. Can't complain.
Yes, indeed.
So I
Well,
think, go ahead.
it's a pleasure being in the village here tonight with everybody in the village. I look forward to having a great night tonight, as always.
Yeah, and hopefully, I mean, Diana is a little under the weather. The storm is a little under the weather, and maybe, she will join us for a very short time lately, very very short time. But Tommy,
Yes, sir.
sometimes I kind of wonder. I was just going through Facebook, right, and I saw some stats and statistics, and I'm a person. When I see something, I Google it. That's just me. That's just my nature. And I was surprised, to be honest with you, Tommy. I was surprised with these stats. And I'm gonna give you guys these stats coming up. Tommy, I think you two will be shocked. You will be shocked
Shock me.
and amazed at these stats, these statistics.
Shock me, senor.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But we gotta do a few things first. Let's get those things out of the way. But those stats were shocking. Shocking, shocking, shocking. I was really shocked about it. And I thought that maybe the person was just sharing it, for or sometimes you could kind of make stuff up too, eh? So I thought maybe the person had kind of, you know, shift the goalpost a little bit, you know? Because there's things that you could change certain things. You could go into Wikipedia and you could change around things,
Mm-hmm.
so I thought the person was shifting the goalpost a little bit. But
And
I
turn
went
out
and I
to,
Googled it myself.
and turn out
And
to be true.
oh, the person was 100% accurate. But then again, Tommy, on the other side, Tommy, I was having a discussion with a friend of mine today. And I was saying to him, right, that it appears to me in Trinidad and Tobago that many citizens in the country want the murder rate to be about 1,200 to 1,500. So the government could look bad, so the party that they support could come into power. They don't care about the country, right? They're just thinking that if things get worse, that will be better for the next party to come into power. What do you say? We was just having a discussion today, and the sad part of it is he agreed with me.
It's really unfortunate, and but what you're saying is true. That there are people who thrive on the negativity and things going bad or south, as we say sometimes. When it could affect their quality of life to the point where they may not live to see the next election or whatever it is that they look forward to so very dearly. But it's
You know,
sad.
yeah,
Party,
and
party
to you,
before country.
right? Correct is right. And Tommy, you know what was interesting, boy? We have people, many citizens in Trinidad and Tobago, who when things go wrong with them, the first thing they just do is call on God. First thing they just do. If something they want help, they call on God. If something in their family, they call on God. If there's sickness, they ask God to heal the sickness. They call on God for many, 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 many things.
But the truth be told, without God, what are we?
Correct is right. But it seemed to me,
God
Tommy,
without man is still God. Man without
yeah,
God
but it,
is nothing.
but it seemed to me, Tommy, in Trinidad and Tobago, if you are on the opposite side of the political spectrum and a person is calling on God, you will denigrate that person, criticize that person, and say, oh God, the person can't do their job. They need God to come and do the job. Why don't they resign the job and get a job to God? You understand?
But then again, we
So
know that God helps those who help themselves.
yeah. And it's not like the person was saying, well, listen, the police go sit down in the barracks, right? And they will let God go outside and deal with the lawbreakers. You understand? We ain't gonna go outside. We ain't going no roadblocks. We ain't going nothing. Right? We just go sit down we just go sit down in the barracks, sit down in the police station, and call on God to help us. And that seemed to be very problematic to me, in that many of us don't want good things to happen in Trinidad and Tobago, because we want the current government to look as bad as possible, in order that there's a possibility that we could change them, get them out of office. And that is sad.
It don't matter which government is in power.
Correct is right. Don't matter which government.
The attitude of the people has to change. The
Correct.
attitude has to change, because
Absolutely correct. If the attitude continue, if they continue that way, we just can't go on that way. We just can't go on that way.
you can put
You know?
whoever you want to put in the governance seat. If those who are working on the ground still have a nonchalant attitude, and they don't really care about the country, all they care about is that paycheck, nothing changes. Nothing changes. It's the same old, same old.
So at the end of the day, right, the people of Trinidad and Tobago have to change, right? If we want the politicians to change.
That's right.
You see, I think we have it backwards, you know. We want the politician to change, but we want to stay the same.
Correct.
Right? We asking them, oh God, we want this one to do this. And we have an next one. I want to play a video by Shamfa Kojo and what Shamfa Kojo said. And she taking all kind of flack for speaking truth to power. All kind of flack. And she should, for that one, the other stuff, other statements she make, take she to task for it. Take she to task. When she makes a statement that's speaking truth to power, right? The same people who denigrate her for the last statement she made, right? Going against her again for this next statement she made. But we go address that too. That's another thing I want to address too. We go address that tonight.
It's just a fair hand we need to play with. We need to be honest. As a matter of fact, I've been saying it, MPH. MPH.
Tommy,
Yeah.
in Trinidad and Tobago, that stands for something totally different.
But that's for speed.
MPH, yeah. Miles per hour. It's not miles, but it's kilometers per hour, but it's
KPH.
miles per hour.
Yeah, but I keep saying it: meritocracy, pragmatism, and honesty.
Yeah, I don't know, boy. I really don't know. But anyway, first in the village tonight was no other than
Miss
Nadia.
Mongol.
Diana, welcome.
Mrs. Mongol.
Yeah, Nadia was first in the village. Nadia said good night, everyone.
Good night, Nadia. Or should I say good evening?
Anselm, good night. Nadia does spell my name right, boy. Nadia. Anyhow, Nadia's a school teacher, so she just spelling is very good. She's very good at spelling. Tommy, good night.
Good night, Nadia. She's a very bright child.
Yeah. Diana Benskin, good night. Yes. Keisha, Lana, Judy Rose, Miss Kuva, Capiza. Nadia says good night. Good night to Albert, Rennie, Vonnie, Troy, Ellis, Ulrich, Ken, John. Hey, look, Rennie was in second, yes. The love doctor was in second, boy. He trumped highly, yes. He put highly to the back. Rennie says, good night, brothers and sisters. Love in the house. Great love is all I bring. Big respect to the panel, Mr. Walls, Lady Diana, Mr. Tommy. Yeah. Go on. You know, the fella getting, look, listen to this. Tommy, the fella getting better and he say, trafficking, wondrous, super fabulous, splendiferous, fantabulous love. Tommy, the fella spitting lyrics, boy.
And the
We had a game on that.
superlatives, I said the superlatives are there.
Yeah. We had a game on that program. What is that? The spitting poem? Yeah, we had to ask Dan if she could game on that program.
You're only trying to get points in your book. That's all.
No, but we need to game on the program. Diana, welcome. And let me say a
Hi,
special
guys.
welcome.
Good evening, Diana.
You know that.
I'm gonna be here not too long.
Yeah, the
Hi guys,
storm.
what's going on? What's going on?
Diana, Waveney, Stormy, the
Mm,
storm, Greta, Trinbage Gonian, the poet, the poetress, the motivational speaker. No other than
mm,
Diana, Waveney,
mm,
Benskin, St. Augs, from St. Catherine's,
mm.
McDonald boy.
Yeah, guys. I hear. That's all I gotta say. Jesus.
Right? And
Uh,
if anybody's looking for special love, Diana,
mm, mm.
Rennie's saying he has special love by request.
Well, that's good. He could keep that. I don't want that.
Yeah? Curtis Monteshad boy from another Chuma Kenyan boy. Good night, boy. Good night,
That
partner.
that, that love look like it come with a headache.
Listen,
Diana,
listen.
Diana, don't be judgmental. You never
Yeah,
know.
listen.
That
The
come
man
with a
said,
headache.
yeah, wondrous, super fabulous, splendiferous, fantabulous love. You know,
And
you
he ain't sharing it now. He trafficking it. That's why I don't want nothing that's trafficked.
well, that's why there's sometimes you had a traffic thing to share.
I don't want nothing that's trafficked, not me. I will
I don't
not be
think he meant.
an accessory to a crime.
I mean, I
To
think
love
he means
trafficking,
that.
that's a crime. What's a crime? Love trafficking?
I
Trafficking,
think
wherever you're trafficking, that's a crime.
no, but I think he's willing to travel. That's what he's saying.
You willing to who?
Travel
Well,
in
he could
order
go
to
there.
spread his
He could,
wondrous,
he
fabulous,
could
splendiferous, fantabulous love. He's willing to travel. So he said trafficking now, travel.
well, he
Yeah.
could go where he
He's
want.
willing.
Don't bother Diana. We ain't rent. He could go where he want. He's free. I don't know if he's free. He have a passport. He could go wherever he wants.
Okay.
Well, I mean, any place you need it, he's available.
Well, good. So go let him go where he's needed.
He's-
I could tell he definitely ain't needed here by me.
no, he didn't say that. He says that he's trafficking. He's willing to travel.
So let him
Yeah.
go. Go.
But
Hasta la vista, Rennie.
but Storm,
Yeah. What happened?
I'm just thinking out loud. You think some
Uh,
of that Irani's medicine can work on you?
Rennie's medicine. Um, I don't need any medicine from any man. I good.
No, but it's
Unless
not.
he's a doctor. Huh?
But he's a
He said
doctor.
he's Doctor Love.
Doctor Love.
Unless he's a bona fide doctor. I don't want nothing.
Qualified doctor. His name is Doctor Love.
His name is
I
Doctor
don't want
Love.
nothing from none of all you. It comes with stress and issues.
But you
Don't
don't
be
know
I
that
think
until you
don't be
try. You don't know
judgmental.
that. How you know it's stress? You don't know unless you try.
all your man is stress. Listen to me now. I'm telling you. All is stress. Good.
So so Rennie says he has the cure for
Yeah,
whatever
that's
you
good.
have.
That's
And
good. Yeah. So let him patent it and sell it.
all right, okay.
Uh,
You're turning on good thing. All right.
I turn on my AC. It hot too.
Eiley says, blessings and love to all. Know God's words and obey it. Selah. Right?
Silla.
Eiley says, be righteous. The righteous don't get nothing easy because the wicked said they're deceitful trap. Oh God.
highly,
Yes.
highly on a ecclesiastical throne today.
Eiley said, I don't know. I sometimes that fella does come, he don't be like, I don't know, like sometimes Eiley just come in the show and
Mm.
he just drink some passion fruit. When he drink passion fruit, something just
No,
go wrong with certain
no,
of it.
either drink pink strawberry.
All right, pink strawberry. Pink strawberry. Here we go. Here is again. This should be Psalm, eh? Lord, I thank you for your loving kindness. Yeah.
Yeah, that Pastor Bain song, charming, huh?
Full 100. Yeah. You see,
Mm.
this is the 90% highly yes. Lord, I thank you for taking my stress and problem on your shoulders, returning only blessings unto me. Lord, I thank you. But
Mhm.
I tell you the fella, that's what I tell all I tell people. You have to understand people and you have to allow them to have certain things that you don't take to heart, right? Look at them for these kind of things. This is the part of highly that is fantabulous, splendiferous, marvelous, tremendiferous, splentastic, and splentacular. Yeah,
Oh Lord.
yeah. Highly, but then again, later on in the show, he go get up from on his bed, he go in the fridge, he go open the fridge, he go see some passion fruit, he go see a red shandy and a passion fruit, he go leave the red shandy, he go and drink the
Mm,
passion fruit, and then he go come back and he go turn into the 10% highly. You see?
mm.
But highly, we have you covered. We have you covered. Thank you. All Diana turned me on to that song, and I love that song too bad. Bonnie Roberts said good night to all locked on to
All
my
the songs, all the Pastor Bain songs.
blessings, not forgetting the storm. He says, sorry, I will not be locked on tonight, going out for dinners, visiting Orlando. All
Eh,
right.
eh,
But we appreciate you
right,
giving us a
Bonnie.
little time.
Show off now, Bonnie.
Yeah.
But Bonnie, I had the same temperature by you that you have by me. Connecticut, 80 degrees today, boy.
Yeah.
Whew.
But
Yeah, Bonnie,
funny,
just before you go to lunch, go to dinner. Answer them, why you think like that? Is the murder rate increases. It's good for the UNC. Do you have facts on that? No, as I stated, Vonnie, you think it's a nice thing to be held up or be killed by bandits? No, I don't think that's a nice thing. What I think is that we should find solutions to the problems, not making the problems, right? And highlighting the problems so you could benefit from highlighting these problems, right? You're using the problems to benefit yourselves at the expense of the country.
Well, they
I
need to bring back something. They need to do something to deter people from wanting to take another person's life randomly. They say, and the only thing I think will deter them is the death penalty. Because you're getting out of hand now,
Nana,
breaking in your house.
Nana death penalty.
You're sitting at the traffic light
Nana,
by a Piaco and a high powered rifle. Yeah,
you're going there again, Diana.
no, but
yeah.
the
Death
death penalty
penalty
is
is
on the books.
terrible.
The death penalty is on the books. But I mean, regardless of what laws you put in place, are they being enforced? Are people being persecuted for these crimes? How many of them are being solved?
Or they need to bring out the defense force along with to subsidize the police force to do patrols. Something gotta get. I mean, I put a curfew in place, keep the ass inside again. Excuse my French, because it's getting out of hand now.
Yeah, but
Put a curfew. If
are
they,
we are we are we, police, are we policing in the right way in a 21st century style? Are we? What are we doing?
let me
What's
tell you,
going on?
when I went Jamaica, I always talk about this. I was in a tour van, right? And the van got pulled over in a or whatever you want to call it, drag net or whatever. And they were looking for who they're looking for. But when they look in the tour van and they just saw three ladies and the driver, they said, oh, the exchange when we went. But the big machine gun and all that, I was like, yeah, you understand? So I don't know. I'm exhausted at every day so now. And this other child missing, Chantal Knight. She's missing from my stomping ground, McLean Street in Curep. I mean, I I don't know, Anselm, but when I was growing up, if you hear, if you heard, I know the operative word of a crime against a woman, it was like big news. It was, like, really? But it wasn't every day so. It wasn't like that. Mm.
Now, Vonnie says, if the government is not handling the crime situation, any government, it is the right of the citizens to speak out. Tommy, didn't we say that?
Yep.
And the right of the
We said
citizens to do what?
speak out, to
Speak up.
speak out, speak up.
But when they
If we say,
organize, but when they speak, you say they ain't gonna speak up because half of them working for the government. They frightened.
well, certain people do not speak out. It's not that what you want is don't care what party you're supporting. If certain things are not the benefit of the
Same
country,
people.
the
Mm.
people should be speaking out. That's my thing. The people. But what
Let me
happens
tell
is that the people from when a certain government, any government in power, the people in opposition
you.
want them out of power. So they may not nothing good to say about the government in power. Nothing. Well, no, I can't say that. Let me take that back. Most of the things they're gonna say are not good things about whichever government is in power. I'll put it that way.
Ansel, I'm gonna say something. Huh? I
Okay.
want the women of Trinidad and Tobago, the women. I forget all the men. The women of Trinidad and Tobago. You all need to think, exercise your psychic muscle, and get up and take back all your country. Eh? You have children, grandchildren, your grandparents, and then I know you're not safe. Let the men fight about whose cojones is bigger than whose. Leave them alone in that. Now. But you women, you have the power to change the trajectory of the way Trinidad and Tobago is, and in doing it for yourselves and for your children, your grandchildren, your elderly. Letting men go on with the nonsense. Think and put a political representative in that in wherever Whitehall, wherever I don't know. Put a prime minister in place that is going to see after your interests, huh?
Diana,
Put up and
it's
no
only
matter what creed and race, because in the national anthem it says here every creed and race find an equal place. Women, we have the power to change Trinidad and Tobago, and get away with this party thing, Y'all listen to me, Listen to what I'm saying. Change Trinidad and Tobago. You women have the power to do it. Let men fight in their egotistical, testosterone zone. Leave them alone. They will follow when they realize what you have done. Get up, think about what you want for your country and your children and your grandchildren, and put your finger in that ink when the time comes, eh? Okay, remember the storm tell all this, so Okay, good.
So Vonnie Roberts says, Ansem, you'll make a very good defender in any soccer team. The only I used to play midfield. Midfield is the person who used to run up and down the field. I used to play midfield. I didn't used to play defense. I used to run up and down the field. Hailey says, is she statement about taxpayers' money? Where is it? Whose statement? Hailey, you're talking about? Hailey like he just come back from the fridge, you know. Vonnie Roberts says, Ansem, do you know how many businesses are waiting their VAT return? But if you don't pay your VAT on time, you have penalties to pay. Only this can happen.
Mm.
You know that.
And they fund the different programs from the VAT that they receive, right? A lot of these business places ain't paying their VAT. All of that stuff going on, or they hire the Venezuelan, so they don't have to pay the NIS for them, and a whole heap of mala going on, huh? All they telling me, all they want what? All they want reform. Women of Trinidad and Tobago, get up and forget them men, and take back all the country and put a prime minister in there that gonna see about everybody's interests. Because when everybody's interest is met, you're not gonna have all these criminal elements trying to break in your home. Okay? All right.
You see, Diana, what you are proposing there is
Mm.
what is it called? What's our word for that, boy?
You could call it whatever you want. I giving the women in Trinidad and Tobago, telling them they have the power to change the dynamics in their country and make the country better for all. Good.
All right. So Rennie says, Diana, you're too cold-hearted. You need Dr. Love remedy to
That's
warm.
right. Yeah, I'll remain reptile hearted. And when I gotta deal with people, men like you, Rennie, yeah,
You
I'll
didn't say
remain like a reptile.
you're too cold. You didn't say reptile-hearted. I think reptile is more harsh. I think that's more harsh. He says cold-hearted.
Well, you know, Rennie is making an
More,
uneducated assumption about me. Rennie has never dealt with me one-on-one, been in my presence. He does not know anything about me. So he's making an incorrect, irrational diagnosis of me. And he's
Yeah,
not a psychiatrist.
all
but
right, Dr. Love, you heard what Diana, you heard what the Storm says. You are making an incorrect. Did you say incoherent as well?
Illogical.
Or illogical? My
Yeah.
mistake. Illogical.
When black woman speak up, she angry and she this and she that. No, my anger is misdiagnosed. My passion is misdiagnosed for anger. Okay.
But
no,
I don't think he's looking at it from a black woman perspective though.
Well, you know, I coined it because I wrote a poem. I was asked to write a poem about it.
Yeah,
When
but
I find whenever, like Vicky Rampasad, she will, and it's passion. But the minute I say, I am cold-hearted and I'm angry.
no.
All right.
I don't think you
Well, you know, you don't think we can go ahead. You're on top of the hour. Yeah, Capiza. I see the man kicking the woman in her head.
yeah,
Outside the court.
even
But
Nadia calling Rennie the love doctor, yes.
Yeah, that's good.
Rennie that name stick boy. Folks, it's in the village to the DAT Triplets at WZYE 95.9 FM. It's Diana, Ansem, Tommy, and you in the village to the DAT Triplets. Stick and stay. We'll be right back after this short message.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio. WZYE 95.9 FM.
Yeah, Capiza.
Hey, hey, oi, oi. Hey, hey, oi, oi. In Trinidad and Tobago, politics was we and them. That was never meant to be so, according to the anthem. But ethnic insecurity was maintained to divide us by some people in the country to sow the seeds of distrust. But we have fought a new system within the community. Now what used to be we and them has now become only we. From now on this nation is we. From now on it is you and I. From now on it is unity. From now on we flying high. All the races have come together to build a better country and create a brighter future for the whole society. The we and them thing is no more, because it is plain to see in this country from shore to shore the community is we. No more we and them, from now on this nation is we. No more we and them, from now on this nation is we and we and we and we.
Come around with more than 1 or 2 votes. We need the kind of change that's affordable to the rich man or the man that's too broke. T&T. We need a new hope.
Sat down and thinking, the question I'm asking, is Pharaoh still existing? As he before, resembling an Israelite, not being treated right, enslaved day and night. We just can't go on this way.
And of course, we are back to Plus on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. Bonnie Roberts says, the three of you there, what is your opinion on Mr. Hines' performance as Minister of National Security? First of all, there is nothing, well, let me not say that. First of all, Mr. Hines is not in charge of security in Trinidad, and he's the Minister of National Security, yes. But Mr. Hines is not the person who goes out on the streets and solve crime or put policies in place to solve crime. We have the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. There are certain things that the Minister of National Security can do behind the window, so to speak. You can give them the right funding in order for them to do the things that they need to do, right? But so far in Trinidad and Tobago, I don't remember one Minister of National Security that didn't call to go. Tommy, do you remember any Minister of National Security that the people of Trinidad didn't call for them to go? Diana, do you remember anyone?
I can't lie.
Tommy, what about you?
No, I don't. But what I want to say is this: is that all the agencies that are supposed to provide service to the public are staffed by citizens. The citizens who have these jobs have a responsibility to the country to do their jobs at the best of their ability, regardless of who the heck they vote for. Do they really do that? I don't think so. I think there's irresponsibility that's being perpetrated on the people by people who are supposed to be responsible for certain things. Because you could be what minister or who in charge of what, you have to delegate the service or the work to people who are supposed to serve the nation. And they are not serving the nation, they're just serving themselves. This is what I have to say about this situation. Because, because we see people who really care about their country and care about the nation do what they're supposed to do and get the results that are desired.
Now, I made a statement earlier about women taking charge and turning the country around. According to EBCTT.com, what percentage of the voting population is female in Trinidad and Tobago? According to the current population survey, 2020 voter turnout was 68.4% for women and 65% for men. Men, all you have the power to turn things around.
Diana, something is wrong. 68 and 65 doesn't make
well, you know, that's what they put there, right?
It's 100% we're working with as a
maximum. Well, you know, they said 2020. Right? Now, they talk about the men, right? They talk about the amount of women that vote, the amount of men.
What percentage were women?
Out of 100%, women to vote, 68 for percent that voted, right? And out of men that can vote, 65%. Women, all you have the power and all you have a little finger.
Diana, wait a minute. Of all the women can vote, 68% voted.
68.44%. And then they say 65% for men. I'm reading on here.
That's the
Bring
statistic
that to me.
outside, Donna. Diana,
And then
that's
women have, I
outside.
only read it from Google here, you know. I'm going to try to explain it now.
But I don't get that. That's a tie. That's like a tie.
68 and 65 is a tie?
Yeah.
Yeah, what we would need to know is what percentage of the overall voters were women and the overall voters were men.
Well, we could go call call the EBC and ask them that. But I am saying, what I really asked Google was how many women, what's the population count, women versus men, you know, to vote. And that's what it gave me. But I wanted to see, you know.
More importantly, if the population, let's just say, for example, we have 1.4 million people in Trinidad, and the population of women is 300,000, for example, right? And the population of men is 200,000, right? Then the numbers that you're saying can make sense.
Because maybe that's how they presented it. I'm trying to find another figure. Go ahead, 1 minute.
It's about close to 200,000, and 65% of 200,000, it's about 100 and something thousand, 120, give or take. Then that will make sense. But just throwing out that numbers in order to make women more of something, you know, that ain't making really much sense. Sorry.
It's a given there are more women than men, right?
Right, but Tommy, suppose there's 50,000 more women than men, as an example.
Right, we need to know.
You know, you need to know, because you are saying that women needs to take over the country. That's what you are saying, right? And I don't think, personally, I don't think that's a good idea in our country for you to say women should take over the country. That's gender discrimination.
Why women shouldn't take over why shouldn't they? What's wrong? What is wrong? Now you twist that. I said, now let me repeat myself. I said for the women that are eligible to vote, go out there and vote in droves and think clearly and critically who you're voting for. And stop going along with the regular and the
Lana, you also said for them to run the country.
And change the trajectory of the country and handle things. And what's wrong with that?
Nothing's wrong.
Because what's wrong with women at the helm of a country to change the dynamic? What's wrong with that? What is wrong with that? I'm a female. I will always advocate for females. What's wrong with women running things for a while and see if things will change? What's wrong with that?
No,
what is wrong with that?
Diana, I don't think anything's wrong with it. All I'm simply saying is that you want the best person at the helm.
Women only need to give women a chance in Trinidad, a different thing, and let them handle the country. Because I don't know what's going on down there.
The people of Trinidad and Tobago have done that.
They done that?
Yes. They gave Mrs. Kamala Persad-Bissessar a chance in 2010, 2015.
Well, they need a different woman.
President? No. You see, all in a sudden.
I said. Well, we tried. She already didn't work. Try something different. What do you think I'm trying to say? If it didn't work, try something. Try a different female. But you need all those positions, them key positions where the corruption is start to breed from. You need women up in there. We ain't going on our road because my whole community suffering. No, my whole community, and let the wealth share with everybody.
So you think putting a woman in the figurehead position is gonna quell the corruption?
I say women need to vote, go out there and vote in droves.
No, I heard what you said, and I also heard you say.
And what's wrong with that? We trying with the men, and everybody just lying in their pocket, and nobody looking out for. And look what you have.
Nothing is wrong with what you said, but all I'm simply saying is that who is to say that with a woman at the helm that the pockets are not going to be lined?
Well, all they need to find a Mia Motley in Trinidad. That's all they need to find.
We saw pockets were super lined in 2010 and 2015.
Find a Mia Motley in Trinidad and put you there. Okay? Tired of going on down there now. And it ain't getting no better. Find a Mia Motley. Put aside all the differences. It's for the country, the betterment of the country, your children and your grandchildren. Think about what you want for them. Letting men fight out there, you know, their own battle. They have their own ego thing going on. Right? They want to call one another now, who's a Oreo and who's a blank man and who full of lice and whatever. All they forget them now. Let them fight that. Fight that out. Come out in droves and pick all the leader. If I don't know how to pick somebody new, pick a leader and say, hey, we want to feel safe in we country. We tired of we women and we girl children going missing. We want jobs for our sons so all these crime will, die down. Lessen. We want all little girls going to school. We want to be safe. Women are talking to all you. Listen. Listen. And let them fight out their own bacchanal up on the podium of ego. Come out and flip the script on them. That's what I say. Flip the script and demand from whoever you flip the script for, these are the things we want. And they don't do it, you flip the script on them again. But you can't make no demands on someone who don't care, who apparently seems to don't care. Women, I'm appealing to you. Boy, I'm gonna get something in my throat.
Bonnie Robert says, I don't know what type of gender discrimination Diana wants to implement in Trinidad and Tobago. I don't know. But maybe we should
gender discrimination. Because I'm trying to tell the women stand up for what they want to be feel safe.
No.
So wait. So wait, I'm a woman. I don't feel no. I'm answering you and give me a chance.
My point though. You gotta let me finish my point.
What do you mean gender discrimination?
You gotta let me finish my point.
Anselm, let me tell you something. The women do not feel safe in Trinidad and Tobago. Neither do their children, neither their grandchildren, neither their grandparents. And the women worry more. Why they decide to back out for this? The women, and I am not promoting no gender discrimination. I am promoting for Trinbagonian women to run the country.
See, you're going back to exactly
Trinbagonian women. What's wrong with that?
My point. That is my point. That is the same thing that I'm saying.
What gender? Well, the men ain't doing it. They're doing a good job. So we had to try to put a woman there.
We did that. We did it already.
I put a different woman.
We have done with the president.
Put a different woman.
Paula May Weeks. Now we put Christine Kangaloo.
Put a different woman. Well, yeah. You gotta see.
Me that no woman ain't gonna satisfy you though.
Huh?
I don't care what woman you put, they ain't gonna satisfy you.
What?
I mean, that's what I'm left to conclude.
But listen, those in those high positions, they don't care about the small. Look, a little girl missing again. Look, we want to be regular chat. She frightened to go outside. When I hear that, she frightened her little daughter. She give me a story. I didn't want to repeat it. I mean, come on, Anselm. Women, all you have to live there. All you have to live there. And if the man ain't taking care of you, do something and take care of yourselves.
Trinidad and Tobago. Only women.
What?
Only women alone have to live in Trinidad and Tobago.
Well, we are more vulnerable and the elderly.
Male youths do have to live in Trinidad and Tobago. It's only women.
They have to live. Put a woman in charge of them and they go listen.
Look. We just put
a woman in charge.
Female police commissioner. You see, Diana, the thing
and she only there for a year.
Your statement.
What can she do? Can she do in a year?
Your statement have no facts to go with it.
Well,
The fact
answer
is that
a younger police or put a younger police commissioner and have the tenure or whatever. Bring somebody from outside then. Yeah, God. All they going on the same road over and over and over and over and getting nowhere. But I don't know her, and she's obviously qualified. But I've watched her. She ain't like she got the chutzpah for the job. She don't appear to me
she
to
in the
got the
job less
chutzpah for
than
the. I might be wrong.
she in the job less than 6 months, and all of a
I
sudden
might be wrong,
you
but
can tell
she
you
does
can
not.
tell that she don't
Okay, watch me, watch me. I
have a woman.
compare her to the police commissioner woman here in New York. When I saw her, I said, yeah, that is somebody that Donald Trump gonna have to deal with, and Letitia James. This one doesn't put no fear in nobody. I watch her. I was like, okay, let me see something now. Let me see some Jack Spanner in here coming out. I don't see it. I don't see it.
You want a woman.
It's there.
You want a
I
woman
don't
like
see
you.
it.
Right? That's what you want. A
I
woman
don't
like
want a woman. No, nobody can be like me. I am an original. And
you
you said we
that
do
have
not
some of your,
imitate.
that have some of your features. Some of your features.
No, nobody cannot be like Diana. No, Diana is a original. I'm not, and I'm not gonna be cloned. You cannot clone me. I don't see the yeah.
Dana,
I told you.
I can
Huh?
go and say this. It
Who
appears
is
to me
Felicia Holder?
it appears to me that don't matter what woman you put in Trinidad and Tobago in some big position, you go find a problem. You go find a reason to.
All them men doing is drinking alcohol, smoking weed, and sex and everything inside. All
Look
the
at this.
venues.
Look at this.
That Juliet, not me.
You
Oh,
cannot make general statements like that.
yeah. But that's broad-based statement.
Judy,
That's,
come in fair, girl.
that's broad-based statement. You know what I mean? To me, at the end of the day, if the woman is the most qualified and suitable position for the job, she gets the job. If a man is the most suitable position, if there is 10 men and one woman, and that woman is the most qualified and suitable for the job, she gets the job.
You have a set of people that graduate and were educated under the old colonial way, and they're stuck in there. I can tell you example. When I went to do my thing and I bought up Garcia, the Minister of Education, right? Everybody, they're stuck in the colonial blur. You need young, vivacious women, take the helm and run the country. That's what we want. Take the helm and fix stuff up in there. Run the country the right way. Yeah, all them geriatrics, they need to go home. Go home and relax and turn over the country. You can have a few men up in there, but you need young people under the age of 50 running Trinidad and Tobago. Women,
Diana,
get up.
Diana, I want to say this. I just believe that you have problems with men. That's what I believe.
I don't have a problem with men, Anselm. I have none. I love my uncles. I have cousins. I have a favorite male cousin that I love.
Yes, I
I
just
don't
believe
know what you mean. I have problems. No, I'm not at all.
You have men problems.
You are making a very an erroneous you're coming to an erroneous conclusion. We are talking. What does me liking men?
What you said tonight and previously, I believe
I said, what's wrong with saying women take the helm of the country and shift the trajectory and move the thing forward? What is wrong with us for women taking charge? Something wrong with that?
Diana,
nothing wrong with that.
no,
Especially the Trinbagonian women.
Diana, let me repeat myself again. And Tony
But that's your opinion. That is your Seton Hall opinion. But I'm telling you, I am not one of your students. I'm telling you that women have the capability to craft a society, and it is proven that if you leave out women in making laws and rules and all that, your society will fail. You need women up in there. And there's a lot of young, vivacious, intelligent, smart women who are ready to take on certain positions in Trinidad and Tobago. But because of the old stalwarts sitting in these positions, right, they're not making room for these young people to come. 50, 70 years from now, Dr. Rowley's still going to be alive? No. You need young people up in there and give the women a chance to fix the country. That's what I say. You may disagree with me, Anselm, and I humbly accept your disagreement. I humbly listen to it, but I'm not going to secede to it. The women can take Trinidad and Tobago forward. Take it forward. We're tired of the men and the nonsense now. Tired of the minister's energy and the minister, this and the minister. We tired. We want more women running the place. Try that and see.
Do you know how many
Try
women
that and see.
do you know how many
Huh?
women ministers they have in the current government? Do you know?
Yeah, there are women in government, but they're all on the stifling hand of who? Let me go get something to drink. My throat's.
Oh yes. Well, 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 well.
I don't know what else to say. You know what I mean? I have never said, and let me repeat myself, I have never said women cannot run a country. I've never said that. Never said that. All I'm saying that in a country, at the end of the day, I will like the most qualified person, whether it's male, female, whatever gender that person is, to run the country for the betterment of the country. What she's saying is that give women a chance so they could run the country because they are women, right? I mean,
I mean,
really?
I'm just saying. I'm just saying MPH, I'm saying that across the board.
So Vonnie Roberts says, then the MP should also speak out on crimes and then see what will happen. As a matter of fact, Vonnie, Shamfor Kojo actually spoke out. Let's listen to Shamfor Kojo. She actually did. She did speak out. Anyway, let me get to these comments before they go further. Diana, you see the woman who man kicked she on she head? No, I didn't see that. Rennie says, today is a serious challenge for government to fight crime. Bear in mind, as the population grows, so does the probability of X out of 10 doing crime.
You saw the one. You saw the one with Heidi where he says his grandmother was a Bajan and how many men had she bust?
Good.
Highly your woman for me. Highly your grandmother was a Bajan. I
Diana,
wonder what was she name? 'Cause I had crazy great aunt that wasn't easier. She was not. She beat policemen and all. She was not easy.
Eileen says, Diana, 90% of PNM voters is women because man in
Mm,
the jail and the cemetery.
mm.
Okay.
And that they need to wake up.
Walls, I have a song with
And what is one here saying? What? This one with the name I don't like. Who created technology? Who built the world? Hey, don't get me vexed, you know. Don't let me go and write a paper for you, you know. You mister with the name I don't like. Okay, good.
Walls.
I just do my research, you know.
Walls, I have a song request for Diana, Dr. Love by John Bolt.
I met John Holt and danced with him to
And
Dr. Love. So hey, you're behind time.
Rennie says, a whole mat now, Diana sick, you denying the cure girl.
What?
Dr. Love,
A
you
whole month now. Hey, it's my allergies and the trees are blossoming, boy. The trees are I live around a whole heap of trees.
Eileen, correct is right. Mia Mati is 1 in a million.
Uh,
Correct is right. Judy agrees.
I-
Diana, I do understand what you are saying. Women must take a stand against the policies of nation crime, not enough government healthcare utilities for the nation. I understand Diana, it's woman, and she will complete it. I will be surprised. It will surprise only to know that there are females involved in crime as a decoy to lure men for trap. Some doing the act itself, drugs, robbery. Correct is right.
and you with the name I don't like to have women that do that kind of work. I don't know. Anything all they could do, we just go and do too. So don't start me up, eh? All
Suffering
right.
in terms of crimes, government does not care. Well said, Diana. Good evening, and Sam Diana. Welcome to another blessed evening. Judy, welcome. Uh, Felicia Holder will make a good PM. She's pretty good. Yeah, she's pretty good. I've listened to her. She's pretty good. All them doing is drinking alcohol. Okay, we said that already. Diana, you know how much men had my grandmother bus? She was a Bajan. Okay.
Oh,
Trini is a bunch of hamsters in a Ferris wheel.
oh shoot.
Yeah, Felicia Hula is part of the party, part of
She's
PEP.
part of that.
She's pretty good.
Yeah, she
John
was on the show.
Diana, who created technology and who built the world, 99% is men.
Hey, watch yourself, Bodo. Watch yourself. Tell him I'll go write a paper for him, eh?
Yeah, Diana, name 5 women inventors who changed the world. It's not
Hey. Okay.
Judy says spot on, Diana. Good night, everyone in the village. Miss Kuva, welcome. Bajan. Diana, I
Yeah,
want.
Anselm, eh? Where's your guest, Anselm?
Oh, you know what? You know what? Sorry about that. Joshua sent me a note, and he said he had to attend something at his church, and he
Uh,
wasn't going to be able to make it tonight, but he will come Saturday. So I'm sorry about that. He told me he wouldn't be able to make it, but after I already sent out the thing with him, you know,
Notice.
I didn't read the WhatsApp. So he says he can make it tonight, but he'll make it Saturday night. Right? So maybe that can happen in Tobago. Females, not Trini females, just slack like men. Okay. Maybe in
where you
Tobago.
get this thing with what? If women could be fight fires, they can't even pull the hose.
I'm
Hey,
telling you.
you know, you was living under a rock or something now. The man with the name I don't like,
Rose,
huh?
Rose, good night. Good night to everyone. Uh, Diana, you think women could fight fires? They can't even pull the hose.
Yeah, where you come from?
That's John. I think there are women who could fight fires.
Tommy, you ever see any female firefighters when you're where you is in New Jersey anywhere?
There are
Yeah, they
female
have them. They have them. They have them.
Yeah, there are female firefighters. I
And
think
then the military too, eh?
I think women could be fire people. I really
Really?
think. I want when he says
Generally, generally,
Wayne,
men are stronger,
I
but
want to
there are
tell
women who step up.
Wayne, I want to tell you, put on your bulletproof vest, Diana go bust shots.
Mhm.
John Wayne, I
Shut
won't
up.
carry a bulletproof vest and shooter because you'll get some virtual bullets. Eh? Watch yourself.
I know that's right.
Yeah, yeah. John Wayne said, I know. Diana spit fire, laugh out loud, boy. Yeah. And when he say, yeah, tonight she not in a dancing mood. Oh God, oh God. Hey, Diana, you never see the tuning on YouTube as they fighting fire, they can't do the job.
You say I'm not in a dancing mood.
Yeah, when you see
You know, that one of my favorite calypso. I mean, so reggae by Delroy Wilson. I'm in
yeah,
a dancing mood.
it, which night Diana is in a dancing mood?
Well, I don't be on air on Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and
So when we on
Sundays.
here, when we on here, when we on here, when we on here.
I don't be on the air then.
So folks, listen, I want to support Shamfor Kojo here. Shamfor
What
Kojo
you
is
do now?
my full 100% support. Listen
What
to
Somebody finally moving and living there?
no, Shamfor Kojo was talking about how she feels in Trinidad as opposed to how she feels in Tobago. And
Okay. All right, go ahead. I
she
think I've
spoke,
seen it, but go ahead. Nice video,
no,
Sarah. Go ahead.
and the people want to come out against her. Shamfor Kojo, I standing with you on this one. Now the other one, when you talk about people nothing and nothing and nothing, that one, but that is how when you speak truth to power, I defend you and I could support you. But when you go contrary, I could also stand up
But how does
and
crime
talk.
affect our elected representatives? CNC3 News has decided to ask government ministers in particular how this country's crime situation has impacted them on a personal level.
Akash Samru caught up with Sports Minister Shamfa Kocho today, where he put that question to her. This is what she had to say.
There are some things that I can do in Tobago that I cannot do in Trinidad, that I wouldn't think to do
in Trinidad.
And one of those things, Minister Kucho tells us, greatly affects one of her favorite activities.
For instance, I'm a runner. I do get up, I run early morning, I run late night. There's some places I would not do that in Trinidad.
And the sports minister lamented that her list of no running zones is getting longer. But the fear of crime has firmly gripped Tobago as well. Kujo, who is the MP for Tobago West, said bit by bit homes on the sister isle are starting to resemble Trinidad structures.
I remember back then in Tobago, burglar proof was an ugly thing for us. We didn't like it. For us, that was a Trinidad thing, that all the houses had burglar proof, and now it is something that you have to get.
What she say wrong? What she say wrong?
One, I agree with her 2,000%.
The woman and say absolute. Listen, anybody knows that in Tobago, you know, I mean, there's more places you could run in Tobago 4 o'clock in the morning, 8 o'clock at night, right? And you could feel comfortable than if you are in Trinidad. She spoke truth to power.
Yeah, right? And they coming out at her. You see, that's what I'm talking about.
Them, you know, for speaking the truth, because she knows both of them, right? She lives in Tobago, and she's a minister, so she had to live in Trinidad too. So what wrong with that?
Hey guys, I'll be right back.
But you see now, the opposition will condemn she, take she to task. People like Vonnie Roberts and them, and what's the other one? What's the other one name? The one from Canada.
Yeah.
Not Hailey. We call Hailey's Pep. The other one, Montano. The Montano fella. So you ain't helping me at all.
I try to be politically correct.
the Montano fella up in Canada. Yeah, they go condemn she. Talk about how she talking bad about Trinidad against Tobago.
No, but she's speaking the truth.
She's speaking the truth.
You know, it's Trinidad Tobago is one, but you have two different cultures going on.
Yeah, two different cultures.
And most times something goes wrong in Tobago, the Tobagoan would tell you it's a Trinidadian did.
Correct is right.
And 9 times out of 10 they probably will be correct.
Yeah. John Wayne say, answer like you're using an internet created by a woman, how it breaking up so. you ain't really playing paid, boy. John Wayne, stop talking bad about Shamfa Kojo, please. These were the days when love used to reign. Yeah? Right, Tommy?
Yeah.
You're going after she for that. Why? For speaking truth to power.
No, but it's a fact that Tobago has a different culture. Anybody who wants to doubt it and say otherwise, they are being very disingenuous.
The hypocritical, the HDD, hypocritical, deceitful, and disingenuous. Yeah? All because she in government, she not supposed to say that. Right? She ain't say nothing wrong. That wasn't like the last statement she made, which was totally out of timing. This statement is totally on par. And she spoke truth. Most people will tell you they feel much more comfortable in Tobago than in Trinidad.
You do.
Most people will tell you that. She didn't have to say that. People know that already.
Absolutely.
So, all you leave on this issue, leave Shamfa Kojo alone. Leave she alone because she's absolutely correct. She asked a question and she answered the question truthfully, right? She ain't supposed to be worrying about anything. But you know something, Tommy? I want to do this. I want to call the mayor of Port of Spain. Let me do this. What time it is? 8:36. Let me see. The mayor of Port of Spain. Let me see if I have his number in here. Mayor. Okay, here we go. So, folks, I'm calling the mayor of Port of Spain, Joel Martinez. I want to ask him about we wanted to ask him about FULs.
Building at Duncan Street.
Yes, the building on Duncan Street. Correct is right. Yeah. So we're calling the mayor of Port of Spain. And there was an article today too in the newspaper regarding FUL in Port.
And you also have Gigi making statements that
Hello, Mr. Martinez. You are live on WZYE 95.9 FM here in New Jersey. We have a quick question for you. How are you doing, sir?
I'm fine, and yourself?
I am doing fantastic. This is In the Village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. So, Mr. Mayor, we saw that you were on TV6, right? And you were talking about FULs regarding the statement by the business chamber in that they were saying that they need more FUL license due to the problems they have in Port of Spain. You know, just tell the public here in the diaspora, you know, what is your position on that?
Well, first of all, I was being interviewed with regard to a different matter, and they brought up the FUL situation because it was in the papers that morning. But I was saying to myself, you know, where, you know, if you giving more guns out is not going to be the answer. It's not going to be the solution. And we really have to tackle crime and deal with it from a police point of view, because they are the authorities that deal with crime. If you know what I mean, if you arm people, more and more people, they're just gonna have, you know what I mean, they may end up with more chaos at the end of the day if you think about it, right? And in my mind, I don't feel that that is the solution to the problem.
But Mayor, let's say I'm an upstanding citizen.
Yes.
I don't have no charges against me. And I want an FUL license. Why should I be denied that in order to protect my family?
I'm not saying that you should be denied. I'm just saying it's not the solution to the problem, because you can have one, and nothing wrong with that, but it still isn't going to be the solution to the problem. It's not going to reduce crime, as you would know. What are we trying to do at the end of the day? Not find a fix for crime. If I have an FUL, would it really make me safer?
What about home invasion? Like if someone invades my home, and I don't have, I can't defend
and you
myself.
have to protect yourself because you can't defend yourself.
Right.
And I can understand the fact that you may have to, but if you have a license for arm, you know, when you think about it, you know what I mean, I was just giving my point of view of how I felt. I may be wrong, but at the end of the day, I don't feel it will solve the problem at the end of the day.
Okay.
Right? What we have to do is we have to find a way to fix our society so that crime becomes less of an issue.
No,
we
Mayor.
have to teach. Yeah.
Go ahead. We appreciate that. Secondly, we noticed that the Workers' Bank building, is it being renovated or it is going to be demolished? And who owns that building now?
I thought you wanted to ask me a quick question.
Well, that's the last one.
Next minute you'll keep me here all night.
No. That's the last one. Well, you know, Mayor, we don't hear from you guys in the diaspora.
There's an echo.
Well, I am interviewed by, just like you would have heard my point of view today, right? And you called me on it, and
right, yeah,
and you got an answer.
Right, correct is right. We appreciate that.
Yeah, saying you don't
So,
hear.
Anselm, did you ask the mayor about the building in Chumakat?
Available. You know, I'm not one of those people that hide from the press. You know.
Well, we appreciate that. But quickly, last question. What about that workers' band building?
There's an echo.
Who's the owner? And is it being renovated or is it going to be demolished? What is going there?
All right. I really don't know at this time. I don't know how to answer that question because I don't know who owns the building. I believe it is owned by the government of Trinidad and Tobago, and it would probably be earmarked to be demolished. However, I'm not absolutely sure on it, so you know what I mean. You can't quote me to say, well, I said so, but that's my thoughts.
Okay, all right.
But I can find out. I can find out.
That would be good.
It's
And
not on the top of my list.
We can always get back to you.
Mayor Martinez, I have a question for him. This is Miss Benskin. How are you doing? There's homeless people in Port of Spain. How long are we going to let that continue? Isn't there?
Diana, you're not hearing you. You're not hearing you. So,
hello?
No, Diana, he's not hearing you. He's not hearing you. So, Mayor, last question. Diana had a question. She said, how are you dealing with the homeless people in Port of Spain?
Well, I have some thoughts, and I actually was sharing them with the Minister of Social Development last night at an event, and I also shared it with some various entities, such as it was shared with the Catholic Church, shared with the Anglican Church, and today I shared it with the Spiritual Baptist Movement. What I was trying to say to them is that my objective is that I would like to bring all the affiliates of religion together, all the spiritual people, because they seem to be the people that have the most optimism and the most caring hands and arms for homeless and sick people and so on. So I figured if I touch base with them and create a partnership, we can find a solution for the homeless. What I'd like to really do is develop a soup kitchen where I can take them off the street temporarily in the night so that they won't be sleeping on a bench in the day. I can have them have a meal. We can clean them up. We can have them have a shower. We can give them a cot to sleep in and give them breakfast next morning. If they need to get treatment, have a doctor on site that can give them treatment, whether it be treatment for sore foot or treatment for medication for a mental issue or so on. Sometimes we have outpatient people there. And then have them cleaned up in such a way, barbered, whatever it is, so that when they go back out on the street next day, they don't look like a 20-year-old vagrant that has been out there on the street for 20 years. At the end of the day, if you start working with them that way, you can now manage them in a different way. You can allow them to use the washroom facilities because they'll be cleaner. They can come back next night. They can wash their clothes. They can have a shower. They can sleep again, and so on. And that cycle continues until we start to find a proper rehabilitation process for them. We will work with the Social Development Ministry and with them on that. And we will get corporate sponsors to sponsor each night at the soup kitchen, so that if we can find 365 sponsors, 365 days in the year, then we don't have to burden the corporate sector in looking after the homeless, and we can start having them trust us and develop it until we find a proper solution to eventually eliminate or eradicate homelessness.
So, Mr. Mayor,
ask the mayor since you can't hear me. Ask him.
I know. We didn't. We take him on short notice, and we had to respect his time. And he took the calls, and we don't want to. We don't want to keep on. We had him on for 6-8 minutes already, and we want to respect his time. So what we
have another question? I'll take one more.
Okay, Diana, go ahead. He said he'll take one more.
All right, Mr. Mayor, you talked about corporate responsibility, and I see articles where the banks are making a killing in profits Can't you approach those banks that operate and they have entities in Port of Spain to do what Anselm calls, what do you call it, Anselm? Sage? What's the acronym say? Huh?
Set a good example.
Yeah,
Set a good
right.
example.
Set a good example, right? And use some of the profits that they have attained from the populace in Trinidad and Tobago and handle the homeless situation.
Well, Diana, he just talked about situations, how they were going to handle the homeless situation in Port of
Yeah,
Spain
but he
by
talked about engaging the corporate where we can go directly to the banks knowing that they advertise they made a killing, a profit, and let them be responsible, pay their share. And I understand too that they're entitled to a stipend from the government because of their condition. But hey, that's just me. I just wanted to bring that to your attention. Now, thank you for taking the call, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, Mr. Martinez, but we are going to get back to you, Mr. Mayor. We're going to get back to you on that building, the Workers' Bank building. But listen to this.
Yeah.
We want to say
Uh-huh.
thank you so much for giving us your
You're most
time, and
welcome.
we totally appreciate it. Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor.
As you know, it is always my pleasure, and I have tremendous respect for the media because if it wasn't for you, nobody would know who I am.
Thank you so much.
You're most welcome.
All right.
All the best. Have a pleasure.
Yeah. So, folks, I got to say, every time we have called him so far, he pick up the phone, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You know that? Yeah. He pick up the phone, you know? Yeah, he pick up the phone. So all them people would say, if I call a PNM post name, pick up the phone. May as PNM, right? Right?
Correct.
Because he was appointed under the PNM. So Vonnie and Albert Montano and Hailey and the rest of them, all the mayor pick up, eh? Ginny's welcome.
Isn't it his job that Duke wants?
Yeah, that's the job Duke wants.
And he said he's going to find about the building for him.
Yeah, he's going to find about the building. You know?
That's very good.
Yeah, we go find out about the building. You understand?
We go hold him to that task too.
Community service to help the homeless. Yeah, they could do a lot of things to help the homeless.
Yeah, he's asking the religious entities with that.
Denise, FUL is a gun license. They call it a FUL. I don't know what the
firearm users license.
Right, firearm users license. That is something that you could apply for in Trinidad and Tobago. But I want to say that to me, if you're an upstanding citizen in Trinidad and Tobago, you ain't have no past history of any domestic abuse, any kind of criminal activity, and you apply for a FUL and you go through the process, you deserve to get a FUL.
And you're mentally stable.
Whatever it is, whatever you have to pass, and you pass it. I don't care if you live in Chumaka, Clavantel.
My only concern with that is that based on the history of corruption or corruptibility, I'm concerned that a lot of corrupt persons are going to fly under the radar and get FULs.
Well, Tommy, to be honest with you, right? It's Trinidad and Tobago.
That's still not good enough.
It ain't good enough. But now, Tommy, what I hear you, well, let me try to interpret something else. So you are saying that if I'm an upstanding citizen, I'm going to pick Chumaka Clavantel. I live in Chumaka Clavantel, right? Mm-hmm. I'm an upstanding citizen. I'm a teacher. I have no crime or nothing against me. And I go for FUL, right? Due to corruption, I could be denied an FUL.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that.
No. Wait. All right. So on the reverse side now, you are saying that people who also don't deserve a FUL could get a FUL due to corruption.
That's the point I'm making.
Okay. And I understand that point. But I want to know, how are we going to handle those who are qualified to get a FUL and they are denied an FUL? That is my big question. Because the corruption, Tommy, we have to try and root out the corruption. But due to the corruption, many people who deserve a FUL maybe not getting an FUL.
That too.
Because I mean, if I'm living in Trinidad, why I don't deserve to get a FUL to protect my family, right? But Tommy, the other thing is this, if I give you a FUL and I found you in any unlawful activities, right? You can't have that FUL no more. I'm taking it back.
Yes.
For example,
that's
what
reasonable.
happened in the bamboo? If them businessmen had FUL, right, I would join all the FUL because all it was caught in illegal activities, right? So you don't deserve to have a FUL no more. And all across the country, I just use that as an example. Any part across the country is a businessman, and you get involved in nefarious activities, right? It's going away.
Because that's what happens. We know that's what happens in the U.S. If you have a gun license and you're caught, or even if you're reported,
So guys, just go ahead. I have to do something here.
Even if you're just reported and not proven that you're guilty of anything, you have to turn in your firearm. You have to turn in your firearm.
But Tommy, that ain't gonna stop people from getting a dirty gun.
Well, then you have to run the risk of getting caught and having to deal with the circumstances, whatever they are.
At least you have something to protect yourself, right? Because I know some of them, Diana, telling the women to be violent. I tell them put box cutters in the bosom and let Hines deal with it after. And the police commissioner. But they guarantee you something, you'll get a chance to get away from a would-be kidnapper assailant unless they drug you. Right? But if they come at you the normal one-on-one way, you slash with your box cutter and slash the right place, yeah. But somebody, you can't walk around with box cutter in Trinidad, really? But I just walk around with mine. I just have mine on me. And I'm with a driver I know well. So what is, people could de-escalate, escalate, and get a dirty gun. I don't want to go the gun route. Right? I will hold my box cutter on me. Because it gets ridiculous. It's getting ridiculous down there. It's ridiculous down there now, man. Women frightened. You put a box cutter on there and go about your business. Don't put it in your handbag. Put it right in your bosom up top. In a Ziploc bag. Small one. Just grab. You try something with you. Yeah, protect. Pepper spray? Pepper spray, Tommy? Come on. Pepper spray? Pepper spray? Tell them ain't pill out the people cooking, These vicious societies. Vicious.
Even with pepper spray, you stand a chance.
What?
Versus having nothing. Having nothing versus having pepper spray.
Pepper spray. When the assailant sees blood will make him desist. Yeah, I'm telling you, you gotta cut them strategic points. Yeah? Make them desist and deter from completing the action of abducting you, carrying you somewhere, killing you, raping you. Right? I mean, come on. And protect yourself, ladies. This young girl that missing, she on her way to work. Huh? And then they ain't see she since when? It's 10 days now, 2 weeks. I mean, Tommy, for small, they have women go missing up here too, eh? Don't get me wrong. And I mentioned that, and I just be involved in all kind of forum. It shouldn't be. You see people, girls trying to leave them alone now. Oh, God, man. Yeah, women only gotta get more. You gotta get more proactive. And Capiza mentioned about. Capiza mentioned about what? Yeah, I have it in my bosom already. I just put it right up top here. I ain't digging in no handbag for it. Capiza mentioned about a young lady getting kicked in her head and her back. There's this video circulating. you know, and from the conversation had, he said, oh, you listen to your family and blah blah blah, whatever happened, child support, whatever happened. Like his child support, he vexed. She put him in court for, right? I mean, what you kicking the woman in her head for? How it de-escalated to that, Tommy? You and the woman can't go all a separate way. You're kicking the woman in her head and her back because she's trying to get support for the child y'all created together. Who raising them men, Tommy?
I don't know, not the right persons.
It's awful. And he plummeting her with kicks. I mean, he kicking the daylight out the poor woman. And I said, oh my God. And she on the ground in the canal. Well, good night, Mr. Wilson Anderson. You now get your phone. But Diana, them criminals coming in a group after people, you can't. Yeah? when they see one bleeding, trust me. Isn't blood a great deterrent, Tommy? Yes or no?
Of course. But then there are those then there are those who go crazy when they see blood.
Yeah, go crazy when they see blood.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I ain't gonna propagate murder on the program. By propagating, defend yourself, and you can cut somebody locations where the others will be deterred. That will slow up the whole process. Ain't gonna be able to snatch you so. And you see, getting into them strange cars, Tommy. I never liked that, you know. Huh?
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
When people need transport, sometimes, especially in desperate times, they get into cars that are questionable.
Yeah, but I never liked that from when I used to live there, when I visit there. That's why I always get one driver, and he has to come through people I know, right? Other than that, not me. And again, nobody cars, so yeah. So what's in the chat? Go ahead, Tommy. What's in the chat? My voice giving up.
Well, Hailey says, you see, that's why I start before the baby. Why then didn't? Oh boy, well, he's saying why he didn't wear protection. He said, forget that, walk with a bottle of acid and just dash and run. That's all. I don't know if that's going to be a solution. I said, my mic's muted.
Okay, so Tommy, I'm back with you.
Welcome back.
Yeah, I had a little spill there. I knew it was gonna happen, man. I'm not supposed to be having any liquids in this.
Liquids near the board. The electronics.
Huh?
I say you shouldn't have liquids near the electronics.
Yeah, and I tell myself I'm not gonna have it to spill on my phone and all kind of things. Man. But it is what it is, Oh, it come back again. So Carice, welcome. Carice, welcome. Show acid on their rapist taxi driver. Oh God. Walk with a bottle of acid. What? Oh God. Ready? Hey, look, we partner Anderson Wilson, boy. Anderson Wilson, boy. How you going, partner? Coming in 8 groups. Anderson, good night. You know, listen, protect yourself, ladies. Fellas, protect your ladies. Yeah, I fully agree that. But you see, Tommy, Julie says, to be honest, living home, everyone should arm themselves if you're on that. Government not doing anything but, you know, I believe that if you're an upstanding citizen, you should be able to have a gun. That's just my belief.
Turn it off.
You know, and that gun is to help you protect your family. You know?
Judy, you're rough, girl. She said that man who kicked that woman, it would be his last. Too much hit man out there.
Ooh.
Yeah, right.
Ooh. But he pummeled her, I mean, in her head, in her back, and on the floor. She's on the ground in the canal, in the drain area. And I said to myself, I looked at her, and you could hear him. I said, once upon a time, you know, she was your sweetheart. What happened there? Huh?
Well, you know, sometimes it could be some type of substance to it.
Some sort of substance?
Yeah. Mental illness too. You know, with that in mind, I saw this video, and I think women who are driving should actually think about this. I think this is a video that it seemed like it happened in, I'm not sure where it happened, but it's something that women should, you know, look at, especially when they're driving, and certain things that should do that should lock the passenger side of the car, the door, and they should lock their door as well. You know, and if you see somebody running towards you, if you gotta run him over, you gotta run him over. So take a look at this.
White car at the bottom of the screen is where our bad guys are, and they are waiting for their prey, and you can see them put it in drive because they see her coming down the road right here. In the original, they waited just a little longer. Now, you can see them block her off, but she's left a little bit of distance. As they get out of the car, she kind of thinks about running them over, but isn't able to do it. You see the passenger door not open there, but then the driver's door did. They pull this woman out of the car, and she's going to put up a little bit of a fight, but man, against 2 of them there, 3 of them, she's not going to be able to do much. They're going to stuff her in the car and drive off with her, and that's just how fast the kidnapping happens. As soon as she started to see what was a threat there, you notice she started to drive off, but she just wasn't willing to finish that. And what I want to tell you is you got to have the emotional fitness that if you're in danger, push that accelerator down and get out of the danger zone. Use that car because it's the most effective tool you have. She could have gotten out of there. Next, lock your doors. The passenger door was locked, but the driver door was not. And because her driver's door was unlocked, they had access to the cabin. She, if her door was locked, could have hit the gas at that point as well and gotten out of there. But because her door was open, now she's in a hand fight. She decides, oh, they want the car, but they don't want the car. They want her instead. And you got to recognize when it's time to fight. I'd rather use the car, but if you're going to go hand to hand, man, don't ever get taken to a second location. Nothing good happens at the second location. As they're taking her here, I've told many people this, what I would really recommend, last ditch scenario, just drop all your body weight and go to the ground. Make them carry you into the car at the very least, so then that way you make a harder target. They might get frustrated and not take you. Unfortunately, this woman was taken. So learn the lessons about using your car. Make sure you create space, have the emotional fitness to use the car effectively if you have to. Keep your doors locked.
Emotional fitness. I would have run them over. You know what I tell you? I'd have made a pancake out of somebody. Yeah, Diana, me playing that? I know, yeah, and if you get me out of the car, I have my box cutter, but you ain't getting me out of the car, so I'm running them over. Yeah, she went to run them over, she frightened. Yeah, here we say you have to have the emotional fitness, and I will run you over. Don't come around me. I don't know you, and I see what's going on. You're getting run over. Yeah.
Anderson says, love you all. Eileen says she rather be the victim.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
run.
How she rather be the victim?
I running you over.
Well, she would have been the victor if she had stepped on the gas.
That's right.
But
Ram them.
I don't think she was rather be the victim.
Ram them.
Because she was so scared that she just lost all thoughts of thinking and everything else.
Emotional and fitness, boy. He call it right. Emotional fitness. When you're out there, you have to operate like a sadist. Yeah, this is how I drive, Anselm, and I'm not saying this because you bring this up. Huh? I drive like the fella in front of me, the fella beside me, the fella coming out of the four-way intersection light ain't gonna stop for the green light, or the red light. I just drive like that. I drive. When I go to the parking lot, I park my car a certain way, right? But when I go back to my car, I start observing where my car is, who near my car, if a dark tinted thing with windows next to my car, why is it? And when I'm putting groceries in the car, I back the car and take the groceries out of the shopping cart and put them in, and I keep scanning left and right. And the last thing I do sometimes, before I leave my car, when I go into the Walmarts or whatever, I take the license plate of the two cars beside me. If I'm in the middle, I take it and I put it in I put it in my bag, or I put in a message to myself or to somebody. These are the two license plates. That's what I do. Yep. So, I don't know. And I try not to go out shopping in the nighttime because that's, yeah. But if she had run them over, yeah, take your car, man, ram them. You're frightened?
Well,
anyway,
that was just something that women need to think about. Because you never know. I last thing you want is that one of your loved ones they're
missing.
Yeah, they're missing. You know what I mean? But there was an issue today, right? It wasn't my issue, but it was an issue today on Marcia Brave Boy, the Brave Boy report. And it started with this, right? And I think sometimes, we make certain type of statements that we shouldn't be making without all of the facts, right? So this is a video that was on WZYE. WZYE is a station that brings a lot of news from Asia, from the Asian countries, right? And I saw it, and a person made a comment about it. Let me see if I get the comment to read the comment that the person made. And this is the person from Trinidad. Made a comment. Here we go. I got it here. Let me see. Boy, there's so much of things in these that's so much of things. Hold on, man. So okay, let me play the video.
And as Pakistan opens its doors for the Sikh pilgrims from India, back home, it is unable to protect its Christian minorities. Let me start with this report. It's from last month. This is when Pakistan's mission at the United Nations received hundreds of letters seeking concrete steps to protect the Christian community in Pakistan. You see, these letters highlighted the systematic persecution of the Christians in Pakistan, the unjust punishments that they are subjected to, citing blasphemy, the forced marriages of young Christian girls to older Muslim men, the usurping of land and belongings of Christians, and the forced conversions in various parts of Pakistan. Let's just have a look at some recent developments first. In February this year, 2 Christian farmers were killed in Pakistan. One of them was beaten to death by his Muslim landowner. In January, a guava farmer was gunned down. Why? For resisting the stealing of fruits from his orchard. And he too was a Christian. He was killed by 3 Muslim youths. In fact, reports say the accused are still walking free. And if you think that is bad, then have a look at this report. A few weeks back, a 15-year-old Christian girl was kidnapped. She was abducted by a 60-year-old Muslim who later forcibly married her and converted her to Islam. The girl's family saying that they went to the police, but the cops refused to accept the complaint. And it doesn't even end there. Last year, a Christian priest was shot dead in Peshawar. What exactly was his crime? No one knows. The Peshawar police has linked the attack to terrorist elements. You see, even schools run by Christians are under attack in Pakistan. Last year, a school in Pakistan's Sheikhupura city was ransacked by a group of goons. Reports say.
Okay, so, I normally ignore those kind of things, but the person said the terror country that U.S. choose to team up with over India, more than one, right? So let me make sure I get this right. If this is Pakistan, Pakistan is considered to be the terror country, right? That U.S. choose to team up with over India, right? Right? So you will think that this is something that is just happening in Pakistan, right? So I said to the person, interesting that you will call Pakistan a terror country when the same thing is being done in India. There was an article in the New York Times, 12/22/2021. The article heading is Arrests, Beatings, and Secret Prayers Inside the Persecution of India's Christians. Right? And I attached the article for the individual. This is how the individual responded. I'm not surprised you quote from the New York Times on dirt on India. They specialize in that with a natural hate that Indian news anchors call out all the time. Right? So the New York Times is now a hate newspaper with certain things that are happening with respect to India. So I asked the person, which newspaper is acceptable to you for me to quote from? So tell me if it's the Wall Street Journal or if it's the Washington Times that will be acceptable to you in order for me to quote from. Because the New York Times is not acceptable to him. You see how we just take things, and make it into something when there's nothing there? Right? So if Pakistan, and I not get into the thing between Pakistan and India, you're calling Pakistan a terror country because of what they are doing, right? And the USA choose not to team up with India for whatever he was talking about, right? But the same type of things happening in India. And this is what he said: 2 wrongs don't make a right. Okay, so then why separate Pakistan? You know what that's like, man? That's like something happening in Barbados, and you call Barbados. Look at that. Barbados is a terror country, right? But they don't want to team up with Trinidad, and Trinidad doing the same type of activities that Barbados is doing. I mean, and this is the type of, and I say hypocritical, deceitful, and disingenuous. And when I call the person on it, right, they tell me all kind of other things. I mean, come on. And normally I just ignore those things, yeah. I normally just ignore it, But when I call him on it, he says the New York Times is a hater. Right? Oh boy. Unbelievable.
Mm.
Yeah. And highly said religion just separate people. God just bring people together. You agree with that, Diana and Tommy?
Religion and politics are two of the most sensitive and what's the word I'm looking for? Easily combusted topics in to deal with, because persons have their opinion, and I learned a long time ago, and their thoughts. You cannot legislate anyone's thoughts and actions. You can put down consequences, but you cannot legislate and say, yeah, you're going to expect that they will do. Right? So politics and religion, we've seen it play out here with Donald Trump, right? The middle of the country. Them is the ones that, support him come what may. Come what may. They don't care. That evangelical belt. Come what may. Right? So I watch politics. I mean, I try not to discuss it with persons, because you're gonna see the wrong side of an individual quickly emerge. I will make my emphatic statement and tell a person how I feel, but I don't try not to do politics and religion with people. That's a dangerous thing.
But Diana, we discuss politics here all the time.
Yeah, we do. But we are on air, so we maintain our professionalism. But off air, if you try to discuss politics and religion, it will go down a different road.
Okay. Now, earlier in the program, I had said there was something that I was going to talk about, and I was surprised at it. And here's what it is, right? I, based on a report I saw on social media, where they highlighted the most criminal countries in the world.
Oh Lord, not
Right?
again.
And I was shocked, totally shocked.
To see where Trinidad is?
See where Trinidad is. And to make it even worse, that Venezuela is number one.
Oh.
And how close we are to Venezuela. And that we have
Oh.
a country close to 200,000 or 300,000 Venezuelans. Trinidad is ranked number 6.
Where's Haiti?
Haiti not in the top 10. I could look where Haiti is, but I didn't see where Haiti was. But Ghana,
And what's that? Isn't it ironic they put Trinidad, not Trinidad and Tobago? Eh? All right, go ahead.
Yeah, but Venezuela is number 1, Trinidad is number 6, Guyana is number 7, and Jamaica is number 10. I mean, that was shocking to me. I'll be honest with you. I was totally taken aback by that. I said, I cannot believe that. Most criminal countries, and this is from the Crime World of Statistics. Let me see what they call themselves again. I was totally shocked. This is from the World of Statistics.
How about Barbados?
I don't know. I can check and see, but let me see if I still have that in Google.
Number 30 something?
Let me see. All right, most criminal countries in the world. Let me see if I still have it. World most criminal countries. Crime rate by country. Crime rate by country.
Trinidad is number 6, Lord Father.
Yeah, Venezuela is number 1.
Now you see why the various northern hemisphere country issues travel warnings, right? Do not, and they said, do not go to. And I read and say, oh my God, don't tell them don't go. Tell them go, but be cautious.
Hold on, let me see where Bahamas is number 20. right? Bahamas is 20. Dominican Republic is 22. Guatemala is 26. Costa Rica is 38. Mexico is 39. Belize is 47. Nicaragua is 55.
Barbados in the sixes.
Panama is 68. The Barbados. And if I could search on this thing here, let me see where Barbados. I'm looking for Caribbean countries.
Trinidad in the top 10.
Yeah, I mean,
When
we
you
have
talk about
106
issues,
countries here. I don't see.
when you talk in the country, we want the thing
Oh,
fixed.
Diana, you see, Diana, that statement here. Why I show this thing is that it is sad that we are in this position, but many people want it to be even worse than this. Many people would like us to be first. And this is why I show this. Listen, we have to do better. But we can't use this. We can't take this and make it more negative.
No, of course not. But
That,
you can take it and sound an alarm. Hey, you don't want to be number one. Eh? We got to come off of this list or get down, way down. We can't continue. Something we doing have us at number 6. How do we remove ourselves from number 6 and get all down in the 100 hour, 135? Was the lowest?
136.
All right, let me get down, baby. So this is an awakening call,
Barbados,
right?
I don't even see Barbados on the list. There's just
Barbados on the list.
some countries just not on the list.
You see?
Some countries not on the list.
Hmm.
They're just not on the list. Yeah. There's some like Grenada not on this list.
So I was you picked it right up my mouth because I Grenada. You don't hear,
St. Lucia not on this list.
but Saint Lucia has a crime problem though,
So this is
as of an unemployment issue that results in a crime problem.
So this is what is said about Trinidad and Tobago. Trinidad and Tobago has the 6th highest crime rate in the world.
Oh
Trinidad
Jesus!
and Tobago government faced several challenges in its effort to reduce crime, such as bureaucratic resistance to change, the negative influence of gangs, drugs, economic recession, and an overburdened legal system. There's a great demand for illegal weapons as well, which drug trafficking and gang-related activities fuel. Trinidad and Tobago has a level 2 travel advisory, meaning that travelers should exercise increased caution. Visitors are typically victims of pickpocketing, assault, theft, and fraud. See? And that's crime rate by country 2023. World Population Review. I was totally taken aback.
Grenada ain't make the list.
Some other Caribbean.
But what is going on in Trinidad to keep that them take this honorary spot? Huh? That's all they want.
No, we have to get it together. We just have to get
I
it.
get, yeah. That's what I say.
But you see, the thing about it is that we're not gonna get it together if people want it to get worse. If you want us to be number one, why would you want to live in a country? Why would you want to live in a country that's the top 10 criminal countries in this world? Why would you want to live in a country like that? Why would you want things to get worse? So your party could get into power? That's why you want it to get worse? Nah, man, you gotta make it make sense, man. This is not about party, this is about country.
Exactly.
I want better for the country. I want Mrs. Ola Christopher to put in crime plans could stem the murder rate in Trinidad and Tobago. I'm not going to worry about, I wonder if she could do it. I wonder if she can't do it. Does she have the testicular fortitude to do it? I want her to do it. I want to give her the power and wisdom to be able to go and do it for the betterment of the country. All right. let me send for Gerald Hines home. What good they go do? And we go pay our next Minister of Security, Minister of National Security. And what they go do? They go call for that person here too. That's what we good in Trinidad and Tobago, you know. We very good at calling minister.
So who cares? Who cares who call for who head? You have to think about the future of the country. Let them call for what head they want. Let them call for what head they want. But you see them young people, you're not providing opportunity for. Them is the ones that will swing this whole thing, eh? You're not providing opportunity for them. They're coming out of school who are 9 1s and 10 2s. Huh? What do you have for them to do? Them young people are going to shake it up, eh? And all the criminal activity, and they can't go and partake in their regular, curriculum activities because of the fear of crime. They gonna fix it for you, and the young women too. They gonna fix it. Don't worry. They gonna send a message, a resounding message.
But Diana,
why won't be you're in your house like you're living in jail?
But why don't we get the attitude of the 90s? I would say the 90s when Giuliani was in power.
It's warming.
Tommy, when Giuliani was in power, what year was it? 90s?
In the 90, 95, 96, 2001. Remember when they hit the World Tower? Right?
He was still there for 9/11.
Right.
Right. There we go. So Giuliani was the mayor from 1994 to 2001. Right? So he had 7 years. 2 terms, right? 2 terms. Right? How many terms did Giuliani serve as mayor?
How many what?
No, how many terms did Giuliani serve as mayor? So listen to this. With Giuliani as mayor, the crime rate dropped by 56%. And now it's considered 56%. And is now considered one of the safest big cities in the country.
Because he employed austere measures.
Supporters of Giuliani contend that this is evidence of his leadership skill and efficiency. New York, NYC used to be known as one of the most dangerous cities in the nation. So what that tells me is that if we continue to put hope in Trinidad and Tobago, there could be a turnaround with the crime problem in Trinidad and Tobago. My belief is that if it could be done in New York City, it could be done in Trinidad and Tobago. And I'll go back to this. We have to have the people who have the testicular fortitude in order to implement certain things in place in order to stem the crime in Trinidad and Tobago. And it's my belief that it could be done.
No question.
I believe
austere measures, and who gets things. You're not supposed to be out there robbing and raping and breaking people. You get caught doing it, hey, put the army, that's what I'm saying, put the army to patrol alongside the policemen and stuff like that. Or if you're in hotspot areas, bombard them with police and army. Just have everywhere to turn to see army, man. No, I ain't telling nobody, not shooting at nobody, yeah. But everywhere to turn to see a law enforcement person. Yeah. You think they're gonna want to stay there and continue their illicit activities? And when they go somewhere, do like Boris, you say, hey, go and out that. Don't give them a chance to get comfortable. Out it. But you have to, like what you say, you have to have the testicular fortitude or the estrogenic fortitude. That's the word.
No. Yesterday I was in town today and it was safe. It had police walking around. It don't have plenty people in Port of Spain. And our good friend, they don't have plenty people in Port of Spain.
They're frightened.
Our good friend Anderson says only the UNC will fix it.
Yeah, right.
The UNC had a great opportunity in 2010 to 2015 to fix many of the problems we are facing today in Trinidad and Tobago. And my co-host
always says it.
My co-hosts have been saying that over and over and over and over again. The UNC is currently structured, right? They're like a platypus, right? They have no guts. I don't know what a platypus is, right? They have no stomach. Sorry, Anderson. You know it's my partner. But they have no stomach. Right? Yeah, but I have changed. Anderson, I agree with you. I agree that Mean Gene said the police alone cannot solve crime. I agree with you, Anderson, that the perception of Gary Griffith had an impact on the whether people felt safe in Trinidad and Tobago.
Word.
I agree with that. You see, because you see, the thing about it is that I made statements, and people, plenty people say, "Well, Anselm don't like Gary Griffith. He's a Gary Griffith hater." But what no one can say is that the statements that I've made were not factual. The statements that I made at that point in time under Gary Griffith, we had the second and third highest murders in the history of Trinidad and Tobago. Nobody could deny that fact. Now it might be the third and fourth. Right? But nobody can deny that fact. However, right, I have relooked at it and I said, based on a perception, Gary Griffith had people perceiving that I feel safe in Trinidad and Tobago, and that's a good perception. If you could perceive that, you somehow you feel safe because Gary, the sheriff in town, why would I be against that? If that's for the betterment, and there we go. If that's for the betterment of the country, why would I be against that?
Get back, Gary. He walk.
Because
I don't talk.
The ship has already sailed.
Huh?
No, she said.
Well, let me tell you. Let me tell you. Yeah. Let me tell you something, and I'm gonna make my statement here now. If and when, you know what's the answer, right? If and when I get my ID card back, I, Diana Benskin, will vote for Gary Griffith. You know why? Because he has the experience as Minister of National Security. He has the experience in the military, and he has experience as a commissioner of police. I will make him prime minister. Me, I will vote for him to put him there. That is my logic. And if only can't see past that logic, hey, I look past my nose bridge and I say, you know what? The man had the place a perception of safety, and he has experience in all them their offices. I don't care about what statement he make about cockroach. I will hold him one side and chastise. Hey, you make any statement about cockroach, we come in fear. But me, as a woman, to be safe, and he has to put the knowledge how to run an army. He has the knowledge as Minister of National Security and Police Commissioner. You tell me he can't make a good Prime Minister? Only miss me now.
Dana,
miss me.
One thing you are missing.
I made my statement, and you all can disagree with me.
You went down by the wharf and you pelt a pebble and you missed the whole ocean.
Problem. I made my statement. I would give him. I would try. But I wouldn't give him a try with my vote.
Let me say this.
Yeah.
The Prime Minister is not the Commissioner of Police.
Well,
the Prime Minister cannot interfere with the Commissioner of Police.
But listen, I think, allegedly Dr. Rowley did that.
Well, no.
I said he has the experience.
Prime Minister cannot interfere with the police department, the Commissioner of Police.
And Dr. Rowley allegedly do it. But anyway, listen to my statement. You're not listening to my statement. I said he has the knowledge. He works, let me finish now. He works in the capacity of three agencies that need to be revamped and fixed. We can banter and disagree. But if I had an opportunity and I want to try somebody new, I would give him my vote. And if he don't do what he's supposed to do, it's easy to move him too with my vote. I'm coming back.
So in 5 years.
I mean, if national security and policing was the main topic or the main thing or item to be addressed in running a government or running a country, then so be it. But I know there are more important issues.
Way more important things.
that needs
Wait,
to be addressed. Okay,
but
if he is good at national security and he is a solution for the security issue, so be it. Then let it be.
yeah,
I wouldn't confuse that with prime ministerialship.
yeah, Tommy. You're mixing. You're putting apples and mangoes.
It's like I'm
You
giving a taxi driver a plane and saying taxi this.
yeah. You know what, Tommy? It's like you have a ship license and you want to go and fly a plane with it. You know what I mean? You know,
Yeah.
your apples and mangoes, man. But Tommy, what happened to him as the Minister of National Security?
Well, the prime minister said he lost confidence in him. Or
I know you're talking about Kamala.
oh, national security was Kamala. There was
Correct.
an issue. There was an issue, and he was moved. What was the
Correct.
issue?
He was moved out. Right? Now, I understand the politics with respect to the Commissioner of Police. I understand that. But wasn't he also something else too? What was he? I do remember. You understand? And listen, I feel that in Trinidad and Tobago, as far as security is concerned, he had to be involved in something to do with security. That's where his strengths are.
Exactly.
That's where his strengths are. And you see, continue to put square pegs in round holes. That fella is the prime minister. You know what? It's like putting highly leader Philip Alexander as the prime minister. That fella, I rather see what's the young lady from Pep again? What's she name? Some older woman.
Yeah.
What's she name? That woman, that older woman. Yeah, she have what it takes to be a female prime minister in Trinidad and Tobago. She have what it takes to be the leader of Pep. She have what it takes. Yeah? But no, Philip will fix it. It's Pep, but Philip will fix it. That just goes to show you, it's Pep. But you running around the country, telling the country that Philip will fix it. It's not Pep will fix it, Philip will fix it. It's like Watson Duke running around the country, telling people, I want to be the mayor.
We have a bunch of egomaniacs who
Tommy,
feel.
thank you very much. I want to be the mayor. I have 12 councillors, I ain't select them yet, But I want to be mayor. I already tell them, listen, if PDP run and we win enough seats, all they have to make me mayor,
We have,
you know that, right?
we have some egomaniacs who have a
They have
thirst
to make
for
me
power.
mayor.
They're
Right?
just thirsty for
Philip
power.
telling people, all of the worry, if we get into power, Philip go fix it.
Philip will fix it. He acting autocratic already.
Oh, he ain't get there yet, but Philip will fix it. I go, don't worry, Minister of Labor, Minister of Works, you don't worry, I go fix it. Right? Minister of Social Development, what you worrying for? Philip go fix it.
Nah, Diana, Gary will be a police, not a prime minister. But with the crime going on, you need somebody, send up a presence to the Minister of National Security. Hey, I want that fixed. Here's how you can fix it. All right.
Yeah, but
Sit down there and hold on to all your biases and let the country keep going the way it is. I said what I had to say. That's it. If you don't have to agree with me, but that's how I feel right now. I don't know if I'll change my mind by 2025, but that's how I feel right now.
In wrong hole, right? Didn't you make the statement about putting square pegs in wrong holes?
Anselm,
no,
I gave my reasons why.
Did you make a statement?
I gave my reason why, and I don't think it's square peg in no wrong hole. If you have the experience in those, you have all the experiences.
Doing
a whole heap of it.
Insecurity.
Okay, Anselm.
Security.
All right, you know what? Leave Hines there. Find another person similar to Hines and let Hines mentor them and leave him there. Leave Hines there then. Good.
Griffith used to be there.
Mm.
And they get rid of him.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said my statement. He has the experience in all those.
In what?
And because he was there and you move, that didn't say that you never gain knowledge. Come on.
Listen, Gary Griffith and Jack Warner is cousins. Oh, you know why?
That's you and the party you support. That's how you feel, and I won't disrespect you for your opinion. I gave an opinion.
You didn't even hear the facts why they're cousins. Almost every position they have had in Trinidad and Tobago, right? They were either fired or had to resign from those positions. Talk now.
Well, I have been fired or resigned from. I have been fired or resigned from many jobs. That does not say I don't have the knowledge gained on those jobs.
I never said anything about knowledge. I said that they are cousins, and most of the positions they have had in Trinidad and Tobago, either they have had to resign or they have been fired. What does that tell you?
And I have been fired or resigned from many jobs. What does that tell you? I'm highly knowledgeable of a whole heap of things.
Let me ask you a question. If you are being fired from any job, it doesn't tell you anything.
Angela, you could be fired from a job because of biases, right? People just don't like you. It doesn't always have to do with performance. Okay?
The jobs. Yeah. Let me say you get fired from 5 jobs. 5 different jobs.
I get fired from plenty work. And it was I think it had a lot to do with personality clashing. I'm out.
It wasn't them. It wasn't
I
you.
said it had a lot to do with personality clashes. I'm out.
So it was you. It was you. In
personality clashes and I'm out. And when you try to exert the ism on me, I just push back. I do not. And in my life, I never learned to kiss anybody's behind. And I ain't learning now. Right? I have a backbone, a spine. So I have been fired because of my mouth and personality clashes. I will admit it. But the knowledge I gained took me on to other jobs. And I performed well till I was ready to leave. I was terminated again. Right? But the knowledge I have, you can't take that from me.
So why would I take a chance in you and you getting fired?
It doesn't say I'm not it doesn't say I'm not employable.
Nobody. But why would I take a chance? And you
it does not say I'm not employable.
But that's a track record, Diana.
And what about a track record? What
is a track record?
Anslam, in corporate America, there's a lot of.
If you go for a job, if you go in for a job, and you have been in 10 jobs, and 8 out of those 10 jobs, you have been fired. Making it up, eh? So 80% of those jobs you have been fired, right? I, as a person looking for an employee, how do you think I will look at that?
Oh well, that's
I don't know you. All I know is your resume. I could bring you in an interview and ask you why. But how would a person look at that? If you're going to be honest, how would a person look at that?
I'm applying for the work because I'm capable. If you want to go and look at my terminations and do not see a talented individual in front of you, that's your loss. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, but talent, you could be talented and indisciplined because
it has nothing. Tommy, you yourself said you had problems in a company where the women, something with the promotions, and you know how corporate America works. Right? Corporate America is a dirty game. And Diana Benskin, don't play no kind of game. I didn't know you hired me to pelt a ball, or bounce a ball. And I know you're telling me when I don't smile a lot. I didn't know you hired me to advertise Pepsodent. You understand? I know what goes on there. And when I see the nonsense starts, I just put myself on, find another job, move on. Yeah, but I've been terminated from a couple of jobs because I remained a thorn in the person's side who was adamant that they're not going to give me a promotion because of what? You can't find nothing because I don't smile a lot.
Okay,
Come on, Angela.
I've never been terminated from. Yes, I've been terminated from one job in my life.
Oh well, good for all you.
But
I've never been terminated.
I've been terminated many times, and I take my termination like a boss. And when I find work, pay more money. With the knowledge I gain on that job, I find another job, and let me tell you how I did it. I craft my resume. End of the story.
Okay, well, the termination I got was insignificant anyway, but because it was something like I was just basically volunteering for the job. But to make a long story short, as a business owner, if someone comes to me for employment and they were terminated too many times, I would think twice about hiring them.
Okay, no problem.
And Tommy, I gotta be honest with you. If I look at your resume, or if I have an interview with you, and I ask you, you say you have 10 jobs on your resume or 5 previous jobs, and if 3 out of them 5 jobs you were terminated, a big stop sign goes up.
And you know what, Antoine? You can get around those things. When you apply for government jobs, you take a test, right? And based on your test score is if you get in the position or not. So I exited corporate America and I start taking government jobs. So no longer is my termination valid. My score on my test for the position, very valid. You can beat it. But in corporate America, no. I realized corporate America is not the game I wanted to play. I don't know how to. I want to learn, and that's it. But I stood there 3-5 years in a job, ain't getting a promotion. You're hiring and bringing all these people off the street. No.
You know, as far as doing the job, being competent, having a competence to do the job, that's one thing. But if you are unable to work with others, that's a very.
What do you mean unable to work with others? Tommy, let me tell you something. I am good until you start. And let me speak for myself personally. I know it goes on. I see it went on. I am good till the managers and whoever begin to want to make me a project. Let's observe Diana. Let's pick at her, and you know they do that nonsense.
True.
Right? And when you start picking at me, I just shut you down quick. And you see, by shutting down them managers and them uppers, they don't like that. They don't like that. They want to give you some bogus appraisal. Right? Now you're supposed to sign and agree with what? No, I sign mine in red, protesting it. So somebody from HR have to come and find out why I'm protesting it until they removed it from my appraisal. I used to stand my ground alone as an Afro-toting sister inside of corporate America, and it is not a nice place to be. It is not a nice place. I'm an Afro-toting black plus-size girl with a Caribbean accent. You know the isms I had to face? The isms? And against the black male, and against the white corporate male, and against the white female. You know the isms? So don't tell me, Tommy, that I'm capable of doing the job. But when you start giving me the business, Diana just shut you down quick. I either extricate myself from the equation, or I have a meeting, and I tell everybody politely the way I feel. And who don't like it, they want to terminate me. I take my 6 months of unemployment, and I go to Barbados and relax. But guarantee you I'll find another job. Right? Okay. But when I came to this company, I was looking for a job. So when I leave, I'll be looking for one.
That's a lot of stress, boy.
That ain't no stress. The stress is when you go into work and managers, and they have the favorites, and I'm like, what the hell? Did I come here to be a favor? I came here to work. Let me do my work and go home. I'm not interested in gossip. Why Anselm coming in 10 minutes late? That's not my business. Why are you not going to the company picnic? Because I don't want to go. I'll have a problem with that. I'm going to stay in my house. I'm not going nowhere, no company picnic to hear, y'all laughing at this one. And yeah, so, my thing wasn't my performance. It's that, that ism thing, they like the business, they like to dish out. And you good morning, you have to be grinning your teeth at people you don't like. I'm not grinning my teeth, I don't like you. I'm not grinning my teeth at you. Sorry. Not doing it. I'm not deceitful. So I can't survive in corporate America.
I know once I was told by my mentor, find a reason to, all I can tell you is that, find a reason to. So Judy
Find
said,
a reason to.
yeah,
All that nonsense. Well, I just find a reason to leave all the right there with it.
Well, you
Or,
see,
or force all it to fire me and give me 6 months employment. Huh?
That's exactly what you did. You find a reason to leave.
Yeah, go
That's
on and find something else.
That's what I'm saying. You find instead of you find a reason to work.
No, not Diana. I'm not deceitful.
No, that's
anybody
what I'm
that when you know me, I wear my heart on my shoulder, my sleeve. I wear it outside. I'm outside. Tell you what I got to tell you. I'm not going to be and I can't stand you. I will not speak to you if I can't stand you. Okay. I will not speak to you. So I'm not that one.
So Hailey says, but Aunt Sam, does Philip fix it or not? Hailey, I don't think there is any question with respect.
Thank you, Hailey.
Fix it or not. The problem is that it's not the fixing. The problem is the person. The problem is not who fixing it, The problem is the person. And the problem is the things that the person are doing. You have a party called PEP, and you running around the country saying Philip will fix it. That ain't making no sense, man.
Well, I think that is strategic because he is correlating himself to who the party is. So when you hear Philip, oh, that's PEP. Philip, oh, that's PEP.
Really? So, Mrs. Kamala Possessor should run around the country saying Kamala will fix it. And they hear the other one, Watson Duke running around the country. He ain't saying Watson, you go fix it. But is he alone trying to do all them things by himself? Look at him. And let me go down that road again. So,
but look how they know you, the Wall Street. They know you, the building in Duncan Street, Wall Street Foundation, Anselm LeBon, the building. Well, he always calling about the building. They know you're good.
Office? Me running for no office? I'm not.
No, you're not. But you did propose a Wall Street to Laventil or Laventil the Wall Street Foundation. So they,
Yeah, but I'm not a politician. These are politicians.
Mm-hmm.
When you're a politician and you have a party, it's supposed to be about your party, not about you.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't supposed to be about you. Anytime you start Purple Fix It, it's about you. Anytime you start, I want to be the mayor, right? It's about you. You went from being to be prime minister to being mayor. It's about you.
Hey, he has aspirations. You can't, and ambition. You can't down him for that,
Nobody downing him for that, but it's like I want to be prime minister. I get involved in a sex scandal. I want to be mayor now. Or make it make sense now, man. And by the way, there's GG not PM material.
Okay, Judy, and I respect your opinion. I will never disrespect your opinion. Well, Albert say, if the word Albert.
Strong and fresh. Hey, Diana, Rennie has some empowerment. He says strong and fresh.
No. But they made in Trinidad, don't want them.
Hailey say work and private life have to be separate.
Thank you, Hailey. Thank you. And when you go in that corporate America arena, I learned the hard way. But I said, whoa.
Diana,
And Albert elevated you. He said if there were many people like you, it will be a better place.
Yeah.
Say what you got to say. I don't mix. You're coming to me with your foolishness. I mean, Ansem, you worked in Wall Street. You know what ism I'm talking about. But you see, you played the game. No, Diana ain't playing no game.
No, I didn't play the game. I didn't play the game. What I did is that I know what I had to do, right? and I did what I had to do. I wasn't playing no games.
Mm.
Games. But however, there's a certain climate in the company, a certain culture in the company. If you're not part of the culture, you'll find yourself on the outside. It's that simple.
Talk your talk. And Diana ain't gonna be talk about no backbiting, name carrying. Nope. I'm not.
Diana, I'm sorry though. If you are working for 10 companies and you've been fired 8 times,
No, I haven't been fired. No. I've been fired about 3 times, right? Wait. I've been fired about 3 times. Wait, can I finish? I've been fired about 3 times in my life. I walked off about 4 jobs, and the others I resigned and moved on to other jobs. I walked off about 4 jobs because one, I was assaulted by a supervisor throwing a manila file and it hit me in my face. I left the people place because I know I will put my size 11 foot where the sun don't shine. So not to get into trouble, I walked off the job. Until they pulled the camera. When me finish, they pulled the camera and they see she hit me with the file, and then they want me to come back to her. So I'm not working with her. I'm not working in there. So give me a letter, wherever, let me take to the unemployment office, and I staying away from her. Because I know if she came near me, I know my temperament. They will come and find she inside the folder. So Diana say, you know what? Leave the people place and the people file there and go home. I know me. I know who I am. See? So I left she and they walked there. But in the long run, she eventually, I heard, was terminated because she seemed to have an issue with Caribbean people. She would insult the Haitian girl. She would boof this other one. Yeah, I heard about her. And then people said, damn, that you walked out because we thought you were going to take your shoe off. And I said, nah, I'm not going to get arrested. I walked off the job.
Mean Jean says, Diana, you cannot speak for corporate
Cannot
America.
what?
You cannot speak for corporate America. But hold a minute.
I can't speak for Mean Jean. I could name some of the companies I worked with, and you get top of the line companies. Mean Jean, logistic companies, banking companies. Let's see. Let me continue. A company that
all of them
what?
fire you. All of them fire
No,
you.
no. All of no, not all. No. I work for financing companies. I worked as an auditor. I said, come on. I didn't do no, come on, Mean Jean. I know all of them. I said 3. I walked off 4, and I resigned from several others. I usually would give 4 or 5 years of employment. My tenure would be that long, and I'll move on. Either the termination, me leaving, or willingly or unwillingly, and I found another job.
That's
right?
a lot of stress, man.
But hey, no stress. Whenever I moved, I got more money.
Okay.
I got plenty more money.
So Nadia, Hailey, Rennie, Albert, Mean Jean,
You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, Maplewood, New Jersey, broadcasting from Essex County.
Yeah, Rennie, Mean Jean, Anderson, if you're still there, Judy, Akapiza, Denise G, if you're still there, Anderson, if you're still there, put closing comments in the chat.
Rennie, I wear size 11 or 10W. But I like 11 because I have no corns on my toes. You know, women force their foot in a shoe and walk around and they get corn on their toe. So the 11 fits me comfortably, little room, and I good. Yeah, I wear size 11. So you don't want to mess with me.
So let's go for a quick station identification. We'll be right back.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
We are back, which is in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. So, folks, just give me a minute here.
Something warm. I don't know what's going on. My throat.
You all right, Ansel?
I'm looking for some video to play now.
No, I want to play a voice note. That's what it is.
You want to play what?
Voice note. I just wanted to make sure that it was okay. Let me play this voice note. Hold on, Hold on.
It's Sony.
So,
hold on.
And Slim, you use the right words. Assumption. People believe when Gary was there, they were well protected. It's all in the mind. Crime still went on. The criminals still do what they had to do. It's only a perception. Thank you. Good night. Sweet dreams.
You all here? You all here? Yeah.
Who was the spokesperson?
That was Judy.
And it's a perception that nobody is missing, and then the criminal how much murders, they have all them murders too, right? So that's a perception.
Yeah. Rennie says Gigi looking for SWAT soldiers.
Me ain't trying to put myself in harm's way for people, boy. I'll use my
what facts? Nah, but you see, we have to stop putting square pegs in wrong holes. And Diana wants to put a square peg in a big wrong hole.
Okay, well,
and that is the problem. Like, listen, I
said, Helen, I don't know if my opinion will change later, but for now, that's what I would do, right? I don't know if it'll change later, but for now, that's how my brain telling me to go.
You change already because at one point you wanted Watson Duke.
Nah, Watson Duke was supposed to run Tobago. He could have behaved himself, and
he could have been prime minister. Am I incorrect?
Did he want to be prime minister? I thought he wanted to be in Tobago.
No. Did you think he would have made a good prime minister? Am I incorrect?
I don't recall saying that. If I did, right. So my mind changed today. I don't know if my mind will change about Gary tomorrow, but that's how I feel right now. Huh? Your mind.
You started to sound like them jobs when they get fired.
I just say what I got to say. I am not those jaded, scary PNM voters, right? I just say what I got to say. As of now, I would do it. I don't know how I will change later. But I am not those scary PNM workers who working for the government and frightened to exercise a proper vote.
Good. Yeah, but listener, hey, Hailey, all of them know that we could take voice calls too, we could take voice notes too, we never really announced it much. But yeah, that is Judy. That was Judy, and that is facts and what Judy actually said. That's all I hear Judy. All I hear Judy voice. Yeah. So to me, the point is a valid point in that, there's a perception in the country, which is not a bad perception, that people felt more safer under Gary Griffith as commissioner of police. That's not a bad perception. That's a good perception, and that's a perception I could take. I could deal with that perception.
And there's a perception that Trinidad and Tobago is faring very well right now, right? Under the auspices of who running it now. It's a perception that, things are fine. Yeah, the perception there too.
No, there's no perception about that.
But when you tell certain people, nah. I have been told by a person whom I consider to be educated, saying that that Dr. Keith Rowell is doing an excellent job.
Well, Diana,
I looked at them. I'm like, really?
Depends on where that person lives in Trinidad.
Really?
Yes. If that person lives in a certain community in Trinidad, that's a different perception.
Really?
Yeah. Hey, Judy, everybody's saying facts, boy. Judy, people like your facts too bad, but yeah. Yeah, well, Judy, now everybody know your voice now, eh? You know, but
Where does Judy live?
I think, you know, that's a good question. You know, why you want to give me? Why you want me to give
No,
away?
I just want to know if she lives in Trinidad and Tobago or outside. I want to know if she lives inside or outside. That's all. She have to say inside or outside.
Judy, Diana wants to know where you live. Put in the thing where you live.
Inside or outside.
If I was to make a statement about where Judy lives, I will think that Judy lives outside. I don't know, but I will think she lives outside.
Okay.
Or maybe I know, you know,
And you don't want to say.
want to say.
Give me that. Give me that.
But I will think that she lives outside. I will think so. You know what I mean?
Rennie, live, love, and laugh. Rennie's a poet, yes.
Ingredients to long life.
Say that again?
Rennie's closing statement he was reading.
Oh, okay. Your closing comments coming.
Fear is the path to the dark side. Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering. This is from Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. A very good night to each and everyone. I always say, never look down on a person unless you're picking them up. Again, it's been a pleasure being here in the village. Looking forward to our next episode. Love you all.
Thank you, Tommy. So my closing comment is very simple. Never judge someone by the opinion of another. Let me repeat that. Never judge someone by the opinion of another. From where I sit, this is it. The clock on the wall said that's all I like to say, but I've got to go. Remember, hard work beats talent when talent does not work hard. And for every 60 seconds of anger, we lose 1 minute of happiness. See you. Same WZYE time, same WZYE channel. Go ahead, Dan.
I like that quote. Never judge someone by the opinion of another. I want to say something about hope. Hope is being able to see that there is light despite all of the darkness. There was never a night or a problem that could defeat sunrise or hope. Let your hopes, not your hurts, shape your future. Let your hopes, not your hurt, shape your future. I know that personally. That is all from me. Diana Benskin, your award-winning poet and some kind of global ambassador. Good night, beloved people. Always stay safe, eh? Good.
The same.
Diana, thank you so much. Let's go to the closing comments in the chat. Thank you, Rose. Rose says I like. Diana says I like and some closing comment. Rose says I like and some closing comment. Thank you. Welcome, Rose. Yeah. When we go play that for you? Hold on there. Let me come out of there. Rennie says, live, love, laugh, ingredients for long life. Eileen says, Luke 11, woe unto the government for bringing plenteous burden on the citizens who cannot afford it. All right. Nadia, closing comments. Blessed night, everyone. Stay safe. God bless. Thank you, Nadia.
Thank you.
Eileen, closing comments by King Solomon. If you see oppression of the poor and justice and righteousness trample in a country, do not be astounded. Oh boy, Ellie preaching, boy. Ellie going into the Bible, boy. Let me see. Yeah. Well, I ain't seen Minjin put in no closing comments, you know. I ain't see Albert put in no closing comments. So Hailey says, So is your personal problem, Philip will fix it, more important than the purpose answer? I don't know why. I don't know why when I have something with a person, it's personal. Hey, Tommy?
I don't know, but
I don't know. When I have a thing with
some people take things personally, wrongfully.
no, seriously. I have a debate with Gary Griffith about statistics, factual statistics, and that's personal.
Numbers don't lie.
Numbers don't lie. Yeah. All right. So I think that's it. So we're gonna go out tonight with Rennie wants this song here by Gypsy. So we're giving Rennie what he wants. So folks, good night. See you on Saturday, my bad.
Just imagine I can live my own life because I really don't know how to rule my wife. You imagine that I can live my own life because I really don't know how to rule my wife. Tell me what to do, I really don't know. I never bumped up with a woman who like him so I send she a buy, she parent to stay. And when I go to look for she the girl and day. So I ask she she pop she, but when I ask she old granny, then it's she who said to me, she said Monday she went fucking, Tuesday she went back again, Wednesday the girl went fucking, she must be gone fucking with some man again. Look is now I find my wife acting bikey bike. I tire talk to she about the skin she like. Every time I gone she go in and roam. So I decide well I go plant a whole cane field home. It's now like the woman get she don't want to suck the cane that I plant for she. And although she have a whole cane field in she mouth, she still prefer to go fucking all about. Ask she ma for she, ask she pa for she, but when I ask she old granny, then it's she who said to me, she said Monday she went fucking, Tuesday she went back again, Wednesday the girl went fucking, she must be gone in the back they fucking again. Well, at last I sit down and attack my brain. How to stop this woman from going fucking. I take my little brother from the country and I bring the little boy home to watch man she. When you hear this call coming to the end, this woman and my brother is best of friend. The woman really ain't care what she do. You know she start going fucking with my brother too. Ask she ma for she, ask she pa for she, but when I ask she old granny, this is what she said to me. She said Monday she went fucking, Tuesday she went back again, Wednesday the girl went fucking, she must be gone in the back they fucking again. She said so.